Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Film Week. Let's call Film Day. Oh man, if this was a film, we could have edited that out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call it Film Day. Lights, camera, action. Welcome all to the Jewellery Maker Film Day. Congratulations to director Ben. He'll be winning award for the best way of starting a show ever. There he is. Congratulations. Congrats. Would you like to thank anyone special, Ben? He'd like to thank Kerry for letting him build that around her while she was directing the morning show. So she also is very, very happy for it. Yes, yes. I taught last night. Last night, Kerry Bexfield's people went out for producer Dion's birthday. Went out for some food, and I was teaching them sign language for TV presenter, which is. So now Kerry and Becky walked in this morning and just went, hello. Anyway, lovely to see you all today. It truly, truly is. I have got such a fantastical show for you. I really do. I am joined today by a wonderful guest designer who has been on her holidays. Now, I didn't think we allowed them either, but apparently we do. And she's back, truly inspired with loads of creativity for this challenge show. It is the wonderful Fleur Hastings. Hello, lovely.
You're right.
I'm rad, thank you. How's your haul?
Brilliant.
Was it?
Yeah, it was very good, very inspiring. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's
good,
lovely.
good.
Yeah.
What's your highlight of making or eating? I don't mind which.
The friendship of us all, and obviously learning all the new techniques, and the food and the wine.
Oh, brilliant.
Maybe
like
the last one and then go forward.
Yes, yeah, maybe the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Lovely lady, it is a challenge show today, so tell us what that means for you.
So with the challenge, I've been quite lucky. I've looked at the kits, I've had the kits, and so I could see what was in there, and it's just really nice to be able to create and design live as well. So I've done a little bits, because obviously chainmail takes a long time to do.
Of course.
So I've done the chainmail sections, and then going to be excited to see how we put it all together.
And we are going to be able to put all these pieces together with our beautiful kits. Kits today for Film Day, each under £25 for you today, ladies and gentlemen, okay, to get the entire kit under £25 for each of them. So a really great day for you. Also, I have a special opportunity for you to be able to recreate a look very similar to this in sterling silver, but I'm going to give you the chance to do it in gold plate, and you have the opportunity to place within there an absolutely sensational selection of amethyst, which I have coming up for you. Very, very beautiful, high grade. So we're going to be talking through that a little bit later on for you, ladies and gentlemen. Loads of goodies today. Like I say, jump rings galore, honestly. Sterling silver with the gold plating. We haven't seen these in absolutely ages. I have got not only jump rings in the kits, I've got upsells of jump rings as well, which means I'll bring them to you as the lovely Fleur's demoing when she's moving into her next pieces. I genuinely haven't recalled a time that I've had this many jump rings in probably a month or two. So a great day for us here on Film Day to really get you inspired. I'm going to start off today, ladies and gentlemen, with something to really set a little bit of sparkle to your screens. This, ladies and gents, is your Labradorite. Brand new today. So much sparkle, it's like you're being papped down the red carpet at the Oscars or other such film-related event. This, ladies and... I hate the word papped. I've got to stop saying that. Paparazzied isn't right, though. Papped is short for paparazzied, but it sounds a bit like when you Sit on a whoopee cushion, doesn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, you have got the opportunity here to get your hands on these beautifully delicate Labradorite. The bracelet I just showed you, that you've got the very high-end jump rings to come for, these work perfectly in that design, don't they?
Yeah, these would be absolutely beautiful with that design, definitely.
So how many of these would you maybe be able to get into each section?
So each section you'd probably get 2, because it takes a 4mm round or 2 millimeters, either rondelles or rounds.
Got you.
So, yeah, definitely 2 in each section, so you'd get a real flash.
Oh, you'd get a real beautiful flash. I would say in particular against the gold, which is the sterling silver gold plated jump rings I've got coming up for you, because they're going to set that Labradorite alive, aren't they?
They are. That would be an amazing combination.
Yeah. So everything you need to make this bracelet coming up for you shortly. If you want to get your hands on this strand to be able to have your own kind of feel to it, now is your opportunity. You've got 8 carats worth here, ladies and gents. Your price point today, brand new, and it's just £4.95. We're not normally allowed to bring you brand new strands at prices like this, because usually we'll save things like this back to put in kits, but actually today we've been given that opportunity for film day. So do feel free to add these to your collection at just £4.95. Great deal on genuine gemstones. I think that's safe to say. In particular for the amount of sparkle you're getting with these, as they are faceted, but also that amount of colour that you're getting from them. Great clarity on kind of throughout each and every one of these that I can see. So a real nice beauty to them. And I will say, if you wanted to really add a zhuzh, the amethyst that I've got coming up for you within the next hour would go perfectly with it. And what I suppose you could do is you could do in the bracelet maybe a pair of labradorite, then a pair of amethyst, pair of labradorite, pair of amethyst, or you could go lab amethyst, couldn't you? Because I think they work beautifully together because of the craftsmanship on these, because of the size of these. They're going to work great together, and because of that beauty in the colour, actually they just work together. The Labradorite on your screen right now at just £4.95, and I think it's lovely to be able to have delicate, dainty gems like this to add to your pieces. I feel like we don't get to see them that often.
No, don't, and they're so versatile. You can use them in your wire work as accents. You can use them as a standalone bracelet, stack of bracelets. And I was somewhere yesterday and had a quick look in some very high-end jewellers, and there's a big trend for just single strand bracelets, just pure gemstone, very, very fine, with, I mean, be perfect with your gold jump rings there as well, to finish off the ends, because you still need a jump ring to finish the ends off, so you can keep it high end all the way through.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it is a look that's coming out more and more and more, isn't it? Yeah. With and the things like this, you have the opportunity to do that at just £4.95. You could really go for it.
Yeah, you could. So if you're into your bead weaving and your bead looming, that'd be amazing. Or the new techniques that we're doing with the seed beads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or they call French beading, isn't it? When you Sarah Elvin, that's been created some beautiful leaves and flowers with them.
I adore that idea. Great for that type of design, actually, for kind of your leaves and your sort of inspiration station bases, I would say. I've got for you coming up the amethyst, like I said, this absolute, that gorgeous amethyst strand, but also another brand new genuine pearls. Oh, I love them. Genuine black pearls coming up for you a little bit later. Wow, they're stunning, aren't they?
With the labradorite in between, a space of beads in between, so you get a beautiful flash of that labradorite and then that gorgeous pearlescence.
That is such a great idea. There it is. That is such a great idea. Yes. In between each. Sorry, that's my concentration face. Do apologise. It wasn't a good face, was it? Let's be honest. I looked like I'd forgotten a bit of toothpaste. That's reminded me, not about the toothpaste, the graphics, which are these bits here, at the side here and at the bottom, they've had a little bit of a blip, but don't worry, we're getting them back on right now. So if you have got this in your baskets and everything else, then don't worry, you've still got them there. We just had a little bit of a blip, but hopefully they're back up and running now. These beautiful pearls coming up for you, not too long at all. They're going to be your star buy later. And if you want true monochrome in one of the most luxurious manners, what about this pairing? Really individual and unique pairing, that'd be. So that's coming up for you in a little bit, so do stay tuned for that. And don't forget those beautiful sterling silver gold plated jump rings in 3 different sizes coming up. Sorry Petal, you did say them. Purple quartz I'm bringing to you, pairing. I'm going to bring you a bundle now. Now if you're not sure what a bundle is, it's essentially when you get a strand or 2 strands or a group of things together and we give you a discount. It's a bit like when you go to those well-known shops and you kind of buy in bulk. It's a little bit like that and you get a better deal. If you want to treat yourself today to this absolutely perfect palette of purples, and it truly is, you've got some stunning colours in there. Purple is said to be the UK's 3rd favourite colour, so you've the fact that you've got the different tones in here I think makes it very workable. If you do want to get your hands on these, all you have to do is ring us. It's 0800 644 655 and you press option 1 to get through to our call centre if you want to place an order. And don't forget, it's only £2.95 postage packaging all day, whether you buy 1 thing or 101 things. So do make sure you're making the most of that and adding what you can to your baskets whilst you can. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your perfect purple collection, and you've got 2 faceted strands here, as you can see, both in the 7mm, so you've got something that's the kind of in-between sizes for you. If you want to treat yourself to these, today is your opportune moment. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect purple, your price point for both is just £6.95. Now bear in mind for me, these are 7mm, and bear in mind for me, that's a size we didn't really do a year and a half ago. No,
we tend to stick to the even numbers.
Evens.
Yeah, so that'd be really nice to have a beautiful graduated necklace. If you've got some 6mm purple and some 8mm, you get a beautiful graduation with those.
A really lovely graduation, you definitely agree with that. And also, don't forget, if you want to make colours like this pop even more, I would suggest you go for the likes of your whites, these pearls coming up for you later. That makes them pop even more, doesn't it? But at the same time, if you wanted to maybe bring them down an edge or 2, putting them with the darker tones to kind of mute them slightly will work for you. Those pearls coming up for you as well. Okay, I'm going to dive on into the kit with you now, and like I say, this is a challenge kit, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to head on over to the lovely Fleur to get started. Like we say, this is a challenge strand, so that a challenge kit, sorry, so that means that Fleur essentially didn't really get to work with it for kind of the week or so in advance that we would normally send it. So it's great for us because we're going to be able to do lots of step-by-steps today, aren't we?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
If you've never purchased a kit from us before, basically what it is we get loads of goodies together. We usually send them out to our guest designer a couple of weeks before the show, and we kind of say, let your imagination go wild with them. And then what we do is we give you the opportunity to own the kit, which is exactly the kit Fleur's been given, no added extras, no nothing. We give the exact same kit the opportunity for you to purchase, and then if you make a note of today's date and time, you'll be able to watch us back at your leisure on YouTube when you get the kit, just as a little refresher. So it's a little bit like step-by-step workshop, really, but in the comfort of your own home. So I'm going to start off, if I may, with the jump rings.
Yeah.
Tell me about what we've got. Well, first off, tell us, for anyone who's brand new, chainmail. Yep. What on earth is it?
So chainmail is a very historic jewellery medium that started off life as armour. So different countries had different armour and different fighting styles and weapons, so it all originates from that really. And now, as time's gone by, and in the last 30 years, chainmail jewellery has really come to the forefront. So we now take weaves that have had ancient history surrounding them, and we've changed a few of the weaves and we've made new ones. It's about 2,000 weaves that you can do with chainmail, and all it is just small jump rings all linked together, different sizes, create different patterns and different looks, and you can create a large piece of jewellery or a substantial piece of jewellery with just these small jump rings.
Absolutely. And it is one of our most popular mediums, and it's something that lots of people can get involved with, even if you've never ever worked with anything like this before. If you like the likes of crochet, the likes of knitting, then this truly could be up your street, because it is kind of about following a movement and a pattern, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a pattern. That's exactly what it's like. It's so yeah, if you're into dressmaking, sewing, crochet, knitting, like Becky said, it's perfect for you.
Yeah. I have got for you here a big selection of your jump rings. I have got for you different sizes here. You have got 3 different sizes of your jump ring in the silver. You've got the 5mm, the 6mm and the 7mm. Because you've got that amount, that different amount of sizes, then you have the opportunity to do different weaves, to do different looks, because there's certain sizes you'll need for the weaves to actually work, so they don't just kind of fall apart, or so they sit nicely.
Yeah, so it's like, if you think of it as like your crochet, so different thicknesses of threads will create a different look with you in your crochet, and sometimes you need certain looks to be able to create those, certain sizes to be able to create that look. So by having all these 3 sizes here, it opens up an array of weaves that we can do.
Absolutely. So you've got that beautiful array there, and just to let you know, 200 of each. So a big amount there for you to work with. So as you can see, you've got those different sizes, and you have absolutely oodles of each of them. I'm then going to be bringing these gems, and wow, the impact.
Yeah, huge impact.
It's mammoth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And each one of them is almost like a standalone strand in itself, because they're just magical. The colours that come off of these strands are amazing.
They really are. Do you mind doing me a huge favour and just being my hand model for a moment?
Not at all.
Because I've left some prices over there.
No,
So
not at
if
all.
I drape if I drape this on Fleur's lovely hand right now, and you just show whilst I nip over. These, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back. These, ladies and gentlemen, are your beautiful kind of shards, bars, I would say, of your quartz. They're large nuggets, and they are brand spanking new. They're a peacock colour. That's what you've got applied to the top of these, and as you can see, mammoth amount of carat weight on this. You're an absolute love. That was
I was
seamless.
trying to do the thing like what you do.
The shimmy, shimmy.
I've not got it down to a T.
No, you nailed it. So you've got these really beautiful large shards here, and they are very sizable with the 600 carats. Like I said, size-wise, we're looking from around a 28 by 12 to a 48 by 12. Now, these are going to be noticeable. These are perfect for the title of the kit, Lord of the Jump Rings, because it is kind of magical. It is sort of mystical, isn't it?
It is. And they are, I mean, I've just quickly, just before we come on air, just wire up one into a pendant. And for me, they are complete standalone pendants.
Yeah.
For me, they would be an amazing, and to get so many on a strand.
Yeah.
And they are, like you said, they're sizable, and they're really wow.
They really
impact.
are wow, aren't
yeah,
they?
it's big impact.
They are superbly wow. Speaking of wow, let's get onto these pearls, shall we? Because the colour of these dainty, delicate blue pearls, it is true royal blue. It's got this lovely lustre point to it, very high end. When I'm talking about lustre, I'm talking about the kind of surface light and the way in which it bounces from the surface. These are exceptional. 5 by 4 on those ones. Lovely crisp lines, not diffused at all. Really beautiful. I've also got for you here these whoppers. Real freshwater cultured pearls again, this time in mammoth nuggets. Wait for it, size-wise up to a 15 by 11. That is mammoth. Bearing in mind luxury size, GIA says on a pearl starts around 9mm. These are 15 by 11 in areas, which is absolutely mammoth. Now, I went to get my notes because I did a little bit of maths before, but I picked up the wrong piece of paper. essentially, what I looked at was the price of these 2 pearls. And the price of these ones were £6.95 and the price of these ones were £9.95. So the total of that is around £16.90. I kept that in my memory. So it's £16.90 for these. If we're imagining the other components, if I were able to do the other components at, let's say, £5 each, that'd be exceptional, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
£5 for this massive strand, £5 for 200 of these very high quality jump rings with beautiful closure and kind of the opportunity for manoeuvrability, so they're not just going to snap after one go. You can keep going, and there's so much you can make with this. That would be epic, and that would take us up to what, about £5 each for these. So what, 36 would it be? £36.90. That'd be great. Today, we're going to do better than that because you know I've promised you each kit under £25. Ladies and gentlemen, your price point today is rolling down. Get ready for it, okay? We do discounts on our kits when we really do not have to because we've saved you time, effort and energy getting it together, and we're giving you inspiration for free. But today at just £23.95, that essentially means you buy the 2 strands of your pearls, the rest of it you're getting for £7 total. Working out about £1.75, if my memory serves right, per strand, per 200 jump rings. That is a bit phenomenal, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever had a kit with 600 jump rings and 2 strands of pearls at that price.
No. And you've got the quartz in there too. And the quartz
as well. And so if you, I mean, like I say, I did a little bit of chainmail, so this is taking about 160 jump rings to create this little section. So what did you say it was for, if you, per component wise?
Yeah, for 200 it was £1.75.
So you could create
with the pearls
a bracelet length for £1.75 and just a little bit of your work.
That's incredible, isn't it? It just goes to show chainmail is one of those mediums that is a lot of fun to do, but actually quite low cost when you're starting. So great for new newbies. And the sales price of chainmail is...
Oh yeah, but this bracelet would be about £30.
About £30.
Because it's silver plated with a nice little clasp on the end, and I think I might just put a little pearl on the end of each side just to give that nice little element of gemstone as well in there. So £30 to £35 is what I would personally sell it for. So that's everything else is profit.
Absolutely, completely, and more because you've got loads left over. A really great deal on this for you, truly, ladies and gentlemen. And what I will say is we have got more jump rings coming up, but we haven't got any like this. We haven't got any kind of in this style or with this amount of diversity to it. So a really great price drop on that, I have to say. And the original price of it was just over £40. So at £23.95, you've got a big wad of money back in your pocket today. And of course, the inspiration coming from the wonderful Fleur. Add this to your baskets. If you don't know how, you go to JewelleryMaker.com and you'll be able to add it into your baskets, or ring the phone line if you prefer to speak to a person. And we don't put you through the kind of press 1 to orders, and quantity. We don't do all of that. Don't worry. You'll speak to a real person if you press in option 1 to speak to the call centre. And it is a free phone number from your UK and landline and mobile phones. So do add it to your order whilst you can at £2.95. Post your packaging all day, just one thing. It is a great time to add this to your order because we've got loads of other treats coming up for you to make the most of that postage packaging. Final recap on these. You've got a 5, you've got a 6 and a 7mm set of jump rings, 200 of each. You've got 600 carats worth on those beautiful big quartz. Excuse me, you've got the beautiful royal blue pearls, and you've got that very sizable luxury up to a 15 by 11 pearls, all for just £29.95. A sensational deal. It really, really is. Okay, let's get into some inspiration, shall we? As we said, this is a challenge strand, but you've already whipped something up for us.
Yeah, because like I said, chainmail probably takes about a couple of hours once you're learning a weave. So the 2 little bits of chainmail that I've done here, I've actually done 2 hours, so an hour per piece. And if I hadn't have done that, then I would have just been trying to create, but I want to show you how to make the weaves as well. So I've made the weaves before, and I'm going to show you how to recreate them.
Brilliant.
But I was really swayed with the name of the kit as to what I've done. So because it's called Lord of the Jump Rings, I've done one that's called an elf weave and one that's called a dragon step, because I thought elves and dragons would be quite be quite nice.
You've thought about this. You really have.
I did think about it. So they're really nice, and we've only done the elf weave once before. We've done dragon steps once or twice. So I thought it'd be really nice to go back over these because they're perfect for these sizes in the jump rings as well.
Okay.
The elf weave is a really lovely weave. It's the one that I just showed earlier. So it's quite a flat weave, but you can squash it into like a square as well. So it's a really lovely weave to create. And it's quite simple as well. So we shall get cracking. And then once I've shown you how to weave. What I thought with this piece is if I just pop that down, I've already just wrapped 2 of the pearls. So looking at how you would design a kit, and when we get a kit, first of all, you sort of think, well, what can I do with my jump rings? Does the title sway me? And 9 times out of 10, it does with me. Yeah. And then looked at all. It takes longer to look at all the gemstones than it does to actually try and design something because they're just amazing. So what I thought I'd do with this is I just put a little pearl on either end, well, a large pearl on either end, just so you've got a little bit, and then the clasp would be the feature. So that's how this piece is going to evolve in the next hour when I've put it all together.
Fantastic.
So
Brilliant.
to create this elf weave, what we're going to use is the 6mm jump rings, and like I say, there's about 6 inches of chainmail there, and I've still got quite a few jump rings left in the bag to create. So I could have done the whole bracelet in the one length, but I just like I said, I wanted to put the gemstone, those beautiful pearls on there.
Got you. So
I'll just move that out of the way and I'll show you how this weave is created.
Don't forget, if you do have any questions, because you're brand new, you can text us in. It's 60777, so it takes to the JM Studio. If you've got any questions, don't think, oh, this is a silly question, I'm not going to ask it. Feel free to ask your questions. And actually, Andrew's messaging saying, good afternoon, Duchess Becky and Lady Fleur. I absolutely love chainmail. Been addicted to this medium since I learned some techniques from Lady Fleur. Watching intently, brilliant show.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Andrew. You're absolutely love. That's really, really kind of you. And we have got, obviously, as you can see, loads of inspiration coming up for you. I hope you're having a fab day, Andrew, I really do. Okay, so
the way that elf weave works is we start off with 2 chains of what we call a 1-into-1 chain. And I get quite a few messages saying, if I just link 1 jump ring together to make a chain, is that still chainmail? And it is, because chainmail literally means linked by link, linking together.
Okay.
So what we need to start with is 2 lengths of chain. Now this needs to be roughly about 1 inch longer than your finished piece.
Okay.
So if you want 6 inches of chainmail, you can do 7 inches of these 2 1-in-1 chains.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take just a different coloured jump ring just to connect it together at the top so you can see where the connection is. So all I'm going to do is just going to go along and just connect the 2 together, the 2 chains together. If you wanted to, what you could do is just 1 whole length of 1-in-1 and then just take one of the middle jump rings and connect it. Just use that as the beginning.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I find this easier to do it when it's pinned down onto the board. So I'm just going to take a macrame pin, but it could be a dressmaker's pin, something like that. And I'm just going to pop it into the board there.
Okay.
Sorry, let me just bring it a bit further down for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
There we go. So the way that this one works is it's going to go together in pairs. So the first few jump rings that we put in, like all chainmail, it's a little bit unstable, but if you just keep going with it, you'll soon establish a pattern. So what's going to happen is these 2 jump rings the first 2 jump rings are going to stay together as a pair, and then the second pair of jump rings are going to go on the outside. So if I take one of my open jump rings, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take this second jump ring down on this right hand strand as I look at it. So I'm going to go on the outside of that jump ring. Okay, I'm now going to bring the 2 jump rings together that were the original pair, the ones that were touching. So I've now got 2 from one side and 1 from the other. Now to connect this one to the other chain, so the second one down again, I'm going to just turn it onto its side so it sits on the outside. So you can see how it's on the outside, not on the inside. So it's gone to the outside, and I'm going to just connect that one together and close and push that one up. So that's my first jump ring in place. Okay, now what I'm going to do, what I do on one side, I'm going to turn this weave over and do it on the other.
Okay.
So I'm now going to just take it off of the pin and pop it over onto the other side. So now I've now got this pair that's fallen apart. Can you see the next pair are now touching again?
They're now back up together, yeah.
So I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'll go to the next pair below, because that first jump ring has pushed these two together.
Yes.
So I'm now going to take my next jump ring. Again, I'm going to go down to the one below.
Yeah.
So below the pair that are touching, go through that jump ring, through the next two, so the pair that are touching together. And now again, with this outside jump ring on my left-hand side, I need to make sure that that now sandwiches onto the outside. Okay, so you can see it's on the outside there. So sometimes you might have to just twist your chain a little bit so it sits on the outside. And I'm going to now just pop that one on there. So each of these connecting jump rings are holding 4 together. They're holding the pair that we're touching and the pair on the outside. And close that one up. And now when I turn this chain over, the pair that were on the outside are now going to be touching on the other side. So I'm going to take it again and just flip it over. So it's basically just keep turning it over. If you forget where you are, you'll soon see, because as you can see, this pair are now touching, whereas they weren't before.
They weren't, yeah.
So you can see that that bottom green jump ring has forced these two together. So you know where you are in the weave, because you know which side you're doing, because there will be a pair that are touching. So just keep turning it over till you see that pair that are touching.
Get you.
So again, I'm going to go for my yellow jump ring. Now can you see this jump ring here on this side? It's facing to the inside. All I'm going to do is just twist the chain so it's facing on the outside.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I've just done there? So all I've done is just turned it. So this one's now on the outside of this one. So it's like a little step, if you like.
I see what you mean.
So I'm going to go through that jump ring, through the pair that are touching, and then to complete the sandwich, again, this one's just sitting on the inside. So all I'm going to do is turn it and pop it on the outside. So I've got 4 jump rings in place, 2 that are sandwiched by the outside pair, and these naturally will go face upwards.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just pop one on the other side, but if I just turn it onto the side, can you see how it's starting to get that crisscross look? So I've got this one pointing down, this one pointing up, and then down. So you get that little crisscross along the side. So I'm now going to turn it over, and I know which side I need to go on because this pair are touching. Okay,
yeah,
so that's the only thing you're looking for. And if you want, I mean, I've seen people pin the bottom, put 2 pins in the bottom as well to hold it in that kind of formation.
Okay.
That's entirely up to you. I just prefer it with 1 pin right at the very top. So again, onto my outside jump ring, through my pair that are touching, and then making sure that this one sits on the outside again, popping it together. So when I turn it over, the 2 that are on the outside have now become the pair that are touching on the other side. Okay, so these pair now, when I turn it over, will angle in towards each other.
So they'll be touching again.
So they'll be touching. So as I turn it over.
So you don't have to worry that, oh no, those aren't touching. It's not until you flip it, really.
No, it's not until you flip it. And then as soon as you let it go, you'll see that it'll start to, you can see there, the pair are actually touching there.
Yeah.
But this one is facing to the inside. So all I need to do is just turn that chain till it's facing to the outside. Okay.
Got you.
I'll just put one more in, and then so what you're going to do is you're going to carry on all the way down till you get to your desired length. Now can you see how it's just starting to concertina up a bit, which is why you need that extra inch before you start. But if you get to nearly your bracelet length and you realise that you've not got enough jump rings, there's nothing stopping you putting some more on the end. You know, you can do little sections at a time. If you're not used to working with really long pieces of chain, you can sort of like just do a little bit and then put another 3 sections on and then do those bits. But if I just now lift that up, you can now see how it starts.
Yeah, you can see it now.
How it starts to now create together. So if I turn it onto the side, you can see you've got that little crossing section on the side. So they crisscross over. If you do this in different colours, obviously you get different look. I prefer it to look in the same colour all the time, all the way through. And the 6mm jump rings are the best jump rings to do this with because it will hold its form. But what will sometimes happen is you can squish it together. Because you can squish it so you can see, you can get a different look from it if you squash it together. So can you see how it's gone to more like a box now?
Yes.
So it's gone the same all the way around.
Yeah,
and if you don't like it, you just, sorry.
That's it, no.
So you've got a flat bit there, and if you want to flatten it, you just go along and just give it a little squidge.
That's clever.
And it flattens out. Now, you can, if you want to, you can put stabilising rings on these sides, but I like the fact that you can, it's one of those pieces of jewellery that you can move and you can change the look of it.
That's so clever.
So that's your elf weave, and it's a really simple, lovely weave to do.
And very relaxing, so it might be good for your elf. Thank you, Emma. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on within this and carry on talking you through this, I've got for you the opportunity to get your hands on these really big, bold jump rings. Now, jump rings that we're bringing you in this kit are obviously rather delicate. They are described as open jump rings. I have got your much larger, detailed twist jump rings, which are closed. These still very, very usable, aren't they, Fleur?
Really usable, yeah. They're great for feature jump rings in your pieces. So if you wanted to do a feature jump ring in the middle of your chainmail, they'd look really nice. They're great for bezels, as we did one show. We used them with resin in bezels.
I remember.
But you can also saw them as well. If you've got a saw or your flush cutters, you can cut them open. But like I say, there's lots of uses for them as a closed jump ring as well.
So loads of different additions you can do with these. Even just, you know, creating very, very simple chains with these looks beautiful. If you want to use them as little photo frames as well for the likes of your polymer clay. By the way, if you love polymer clay, we've got the lovely Debbie Volford with us doing polymer on Monday. I feel like I haven't done a polymer show in ages. So we've got that on Monday. But one of the makes by Debbie B that I always remember really fondly is she essentially got some translucent polymer, got some t-shirt printing fabric, placed it over the top, and then was able to put photographs onto her polymer clay. And I think with things like this, you could actually use this as a framing device, because of course you can bake these with your polymer because it is a relatively low heat, and that's going to give you a really, really unique, individual, almost vintage actually look to your design. So there's loads you can do with these, and today at this price point you can add loads to your order as well, because I'm not staying there. I'm going to give you more money back in your pocket. If you haven't opened your orders yet, I'm about to give you your money back on postage and packaging. £14.95, so you've got £5 off that today, which is not only a few pounds off, it's your postage and packaging sorted for all of today up until midnight at £14.95 for the amount of copper you've got in here. I mean, it's 82 grams worth of copper, and it's not kind of a low cost metal at the moment. It's truly not. So do add these to your order whilst you have the opportunity at just £14.95. And I do also have some more large ones coming up for you as well, which will go really nicely
together, yeah.
Really beautifully together. So they're coming up for you also, and like I say, you get kind of the mixed metals look with something like this.
You could frame one. You could put one in the middle. You could frame it and wire wrap it onto there.
I really like that idea. Yeah, with the silver and the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect sizes.
Yeah.
Right, come back, you cheeky. Look at them together. They work really beautifully.
They're
yeah,
really
wrapped
cool.
on.
Yeah, and the black jumpers would be perfect for the beautiful large quartzes as well to have as a base. So if you wire, because I just wire wrapped one there, I'd probably wire wrap one of the black jump rings onto there as well. So you've got that mixed metal look as well. You can have that real nice medieval look to it.
Perfect for our theme today. So if you want to get these, do feel free to. And the gold ones, ladies and gentlemen, are available for you as well in just a moment or two. I'll do them for you a little bit later on. Okay, back with Fleur. Okay,
so I've just popped two of my pearls onto the end. So all I need to do now to this piece is to pop a clasp onto it. So it makes a really, by having the pearls on there, I think for me, you've got a nice end. Oh, it's probably better on Becky's arm, isn't it?
No,
don't make me do it again. So you've got a nice end point, because the clasps usually are quite heavy. Bracelets will spin round. Cool. So if you've got a nice feature on the end of your chainmail, wherever it turns around, you can then have a nice feature all the way around your bracelet. Best thing about chainmail for me is because you've got lots of jump rings, you've got lots of little areas that you can add in as well. So if I wanted to put a charm in the middle, I could quite easily pop one of these beautiful pearls on a head pin, do a wrap loop, open one of the jump rings on the side and just feed it on. So you've then got a nice charm as well on the end.
Fantastic.
So that will be that piece when I've finished it. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go on to the dragon steps.
Dragon steps we'll step into, so I'll let you get everything ready that you need for that. Really quickly going to bring you the gold ones. Showed you them earlier on. The way I imagine it is like you've got 3 wires. One of them, two of them are plain bare wires, and the other one is a textured twisted wire. That's what these look like. Flattened detail to them. You've got beautiful gold luster on these because it is genuine, real deal gold that we have over the top. 20 mil in size. Your price point today for all of these is rolling down for you. You've got 20 of these ones available, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to get your hands on them, now's your opportunity. $7.95 was good, but today, at $4.95, it really is great. So do add these to your order whilst you can. A really great price point on those ones. And just to let you know, I've got loads more jump rings coming up for you. Some more textured, some more dainty sizes, loads and loads and loads throughout the day. And don't forget, sterling silver and gold plated ones coming up for you, sort of after the break it is. So do make sure you're staying tuned for all of those. Okay, Blair.
Okay, so with the dragon steps, I wanted to use one of these beautiful quartzes, and I see them as pendants for me personally. You could put them all together and put those amazing royal blue pearls in between. But I've just done a little wrap loop, so I've just taken some 0.6 wire and I've just covered the end of the quartz there and just popped a little loop just on the end so I can attach it in. So what I was thinking with this kind of design is I quite like sections of chainmail rather than a whole section of a necklace, a whole sort of like necklace. I like quite just the centre sections of the feature of it, if you like, to be the chainmail. So I've done this little section here called dragon steps, and what I was going to do is add if I just lay it down on the board, what my thinking was this, and obviously when you're designing jewellery, you have a thought in your mind and sometimes it evolves, so sometimes it's far away from where you thought it was going to be, because you think, oh no, that'll be even better. But what I had the thought of doing was to pop this right into the middle, so I've got a feature of this beautiful quartz that then chunky wise will be offset against that beautiful chunky weave that we've got there, and then these amazing blue pearls would be the neckline piece, so you would end up with a piece quite similar to that.
That's beautiful.
So that's how I envisage this piece to go, because we've got all the blues together there. But like I said, there's nothing to stop you putting the silver pearls in there. This is just what I envisaged in my head when I saw it. So we're going to just quickly learn how to do the dragon steps. Brilliant. That little section there, still got all these jump rings left as well.
Loads left over.
So you can see these kits, they're amazing value for money. With the amount that you get, you know, I've got lots of jump rings there. I could do another couple of weaves.
There's loads you could do with those, isn't there? Do apologise for interrupting. It's just that very quickly, I've only got 4 of these left, and I'm going to bring you some oval jump rings in here. Now, we showed a little snippet from your DVD earlier on, and you use oval jump rings in there, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
what are they good for you?
Oval jump rings give a really nice, different dimension to your chainmail. So chainmail, as you just seen there, it can be quite square, but with the ovals it's more elongated. Yes. So sometimes if you've got a weave that you like and it's a little bit too chunky, say, if you use an oval jump ring, it elongates it out, so it looks like it's gone through almost like a rolling mill and been squished. Yes. So, but I absolutely adore these textured, these twisted jump rings, because you only need 1 or 2 every so often just to give your chainmail a 3D depth.
And it gives a really dramatic and dynamic look. If you want to treat yourself to these, now is your opportunity to do so. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, £5.95. Limited quantity on these ones, 100 pieces in total at just £5.95. And don't forget, we don't get to see rose gold jump rings, or in fact rose gold findings full stop, that often, I would say, outside of Jewellery Maker, and even at Jewellery Maker, not always. So do add these to your order whilst you have the opportunity. Just £5.95 today. Thank you, Fleur. Okay, so back to the dragon.
So we're back to dragon steps. And this does look like little steps. So if you do it in different colours, like with these beautiful rose gold ones, you get a real nice look. Wow. So the way that we start is we're going to use the 5mm and the 7mm for this weave. So we're going to start with 1 7mm jump ring, and we're going to place on 2 5mm jump rings. Okay. And for this, apart from the first couple that you use, all your jump rings are going to be open. So if you spend the time just opening all your jump rings, this weave will flow a lot better. Okay. It's like anything. If you just carry on going, if you stop, start to open a few jump rings, you start to lose the pattern. You can't remember where you're going. But if you have everything prepared, ready, it's so much easier. Okay. So I've laid this down, and it's like, I always think it looks like a little pair of ears on a face, little bunny ears or frog. Yeah, go with frog. Yeah, frog eyes. Yeah,
not frog ears.
No,
that'd be silly.
Yeah,
they must do. Yeah. Or else how would they be able to hear each other?
Yeah, they must have ears.
Makes sense.
Does
Okay,
make sense.
frog face.
So we're going to take one closed jump ring, and this is the only closed jump ring that we're going to use through the whole design. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it onto the right hand, just covering that right hand jump ring. So this little red jump ring, it's just covered over the top. I'm then going to take one of my open jump rings, my 7mm jump rings, and I'm going to connect those two red jump rings together and sandwich this one in place. So I'm going to go through that first one, and now I don't go underneath that loose jump ring, I'm going to go over the top of it and connect to the second one. Okay, so it's just gone over the top and it's sandwiched that one underneath. So I'll just do that again. Actually, if I do that a different colour, you'll be able to see a lot easier what I mean. So if we put that one on, because that one's a lot better, a lot easier to see the colour. So we've got my closed jump ring over the top of this right hand red jump ring, and I'm now going to sandwich this purple jump ring together with this next 7mm jump ring and connect both of those red jump rings together, and this one's now sandwiched in place. So this one you don't move at all. Once it's in place, you start, you don't have to turn this one over like we did the other weave. So now I need my next set of dragon steps. So these are like your little dragon paw prints, if you like. Just flip that one back in place now. So I've got two jump rings on one side, but one of these jump rings has to sit in that gap again.
Got you.
So I'm just going to manipulate him over into that space. So now I've got exactly the same as what I had before. I've got one jump ring, small jump ring inside the large jump ring. And then one loose one on this side. I'm going to take my 7mm jump ring again. Now this is the jump ring that I'm going to sandwich in place this time. So I'm going to go through the small 4mm jump ring, 5mm jump ring, and again through the next 5mm. So can you see it's now sandwiched that one in place?
Got you.
Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm zigzagging up the pattern. So I close again. And now my next two 5mm ones are going to go on, and one's going to sit in the middle and one's going to sit on the outside. Sorry, here. So because I've got two on the right, I'm now going to put two on the left. So again, if I just turn that one out of the way and just get the opening to the top and pop on two more 5mm jump rings and close. And if I just flip that back up, one has to sit in the middle. And like I say, with the smaller jump rings, these jump rings are really large, so they don't sit in place as well as the proper jump rings that are going to come in the kit. So I've now manipulated one small jump ring inside the highest large jump ring, and one small jump ring on the other side. And now my next large jump ring is going to go through and sandwich those together. So it's the large jump rings all the time are going to stabilise the weave. Okay, so it's now, because this is loose, because I can move it, if I pop in this jump ring in place, it's now made it so that it's not going to move at all. And you can see where the Dragon Steps name comes from. Yeah. Because it starts to zigzag. So if you forget which side you're going to do, you can see that these ones are now on my left-hand side as I look at it. So my next ones are going to go on the right-hand side. So one has to be on this open part, and one has to be within that large jump ring at the top. Okay. So if I just show you how, if I just open one of these jump rings, this is how you would do it if you've got your, I'll have to use my pliers, hopefully I don't get in the way, so you can go. So you just go through the middle and close. So that one now is in place. And then your next one will go on the outside here. So it just goes on the loose, the open part of that. You can see the little dragon steps. So you can see how it just zigzags all the way across, and it's completely fixed in place by sandwiching them together with those large jump rings.
Got you. That makes so much sense. I love with chain mail how it looks so complex, and then you show us and all of a sudden it kind of clicks. A really beautiful look on that. We'll talk about how to kind of finish off that design in a moment, but really quickly, I'm just gonna do whammy, whammy, whammy of jump rings, because I've got so many throughout the entire show today. So I'm bringing to you square jump rings first off, and these are your closed, and they're in that beautiful black colour that will go with the larger ones I had on earlier at the price drop of $14.95. They also go great with the newer findings packs that I did for you the other week. What do you like about these ones, please?
I like that I've never seen them before and I want them.
What would you be doing with them?
Because when you use their squares as they sit in the tray there, but when you connect them together, they go to diamonds. Because you connect them together, they'll go from point to point. So you make a beautiful diamond chain with them. Really lovely. They're also really nice in the European 4-in-1, which we're going to do in the second demo.
Brilliant.
They're great for that as well, because you get a real contemporary edge, because you've got the angles then as well, as rather than just the rounds.
Oh, adore that. So if you want to see how you can use these, stay tuned for our second demonstration. Should be $14.95, but not today, ladies and gentlemen. We're bringing them to you at a new price point. Get them whilst you can at just £9.95 for you today. You're getting 200 of these and they are 7mm for you. So you'll be able to incorporate these in plenty of your designs, and even just, as Flo said, a simple chain will look gorgeous with these. These ones are closed jump rings, so you can obviously still work with them together, but if you wanted to use them with open jump rings, I have your opportunity to do so. Now, is it the textured ones? Sorry, the 12mm you said, yeah. These ones we're going to be doing now, and these are open jump rings, even though they're really big and bold, so you wouldn't normally expect it. Now these are your square profile jump rings that we have here, which basically means, although they are circular, they're actually made with square wire, so it gives you a real interesting light translation. But very workable for many reasons, aren't they, Flo? Very,
very workable. These are fantastic because they are a traditional jump ring, as in that they're open.
Yes.
So you can use them in your weaves and you create a real nice substantial weave. So if you wanted to, say, take chainmail into your home decor or into your shoes and your handbags, you can do it with this, because these will stand up to quite a lot of wear and tear and a lot of weight as well.
Wonderful. And if you do want to treat yourself, you and I both saw the arrows, your price point today. It's just £6.95 for you today. Rolled those ones down to, there's a lot of metal in here and they are 12mm, so that is a sensational price. And just to show you the kind of thing I mean with the sort of diamond shaped or square jump rings, really simply kind of linked together, it gives a really cutesy sort of look, doesn't it? Great for the likes of your handbag, you know, for doing new straps or anything like that, really. Just for upcycling.
With the beautiful large black pearls as well, to put them in between the spaces as well. They would really hold their own against that as well, and give that metallic luster to that pearlescence. Yeah,
they could deal with the impact, can't they?
They could.
And now I'm also going to bring to you another set in the same colour, and these ones are your 9mm texture jump rings. I love the texture on those.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Really beautiful. Let me show you these open jump rings we've got here, which I had to look at them because the close was so perfect. But this one I've got here, definitely open ones that we have across quite a few of them. What you have here, ladies and gentlemen, is your open jump ring collection. And again, that makes it very, very easy to work with. And if I just show you it with the other ones we've had, you'll see idyllic match. So working with loads of different jump rings, what a string to your bow.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, because we've been doing the findings packs as well with these colours as well, I mean, if you've run out of jump rings, because you get, I think, is it 10 or 15 jump rings, if you've used them all, then you need to, you know, you've got a few more clasps left over or ribbon corners, you need to be able to connect them together. These are absolutely perfect.
Perfect for it. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, for 100 of these is just £7.95.
That's brilliant.
I bet you can't find black textured jump rings easily.
No. A lot of coloured jump rings are made onto an aluminium. They're anodised aluminium, so they're a little bit softer when you work them and a bit lighter, because obviously it's like what tinfoil's made of, isn't it? So it's a lighter weight material. If you want a nice substantial chainmail weave or piece, then the copper base is absolutely brilliant because it gives you that nice weight to that piece. And we all know when we pick something up, it feels nice and heavy, you always think of its luxury.
You do, you really do. That's why with polymer clay, you know, a lot of the time it will be weighted down. Okay, lovely lady. So for the final section of this, don't forget, if you want to add these to your order, numbers at the bottom of your screen, or get yourself on JewelleryMaker.com. To finish off this piece we're looking at.
So, what are you going to look at when you've finished your pieces and you want to assemble everything together? And sometimes this can be a little bit of a problem with chainmail, because you have what we call opposing loops, if you like. So I've got one loop that's pointing vertical, and these loops are all horizontal. So if I was to put a jump ring to connect them together, this would sit on its side.
I see.
Okay, because you need, you know, if for me to connect that into there now, and all I'm going to do is quite carefully, I'm just going to find the middle, and I do that just by bending it over, find the middle and open just carefully one of those large jump rings and then attach in my pendant.
Get you.
So then when you want to attach in your, obviously then you're going to use your beading thread with your pearls or your silks or monofilament, whatever, you know, your choices of your cord. The best thing about chainmail is it works with so many mediums because you've got lots of anchor points, because you've got all these jump rings on the end that you can then attach in cords and beading threads.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quite quickly, and when you open in a jump ring that's already into the weave, just be very careful that you don't drop it and let go of it, because if you do let go of it and the jump ring comes out, sometimes it can be quite tricky to pop it back in place. Sometimes you do have to take the whole thing apart or that section apart and do it again.
Get you.
So I'm just going to open that jump ring and attach in my pendant. Oops, and it falls off.
Okay.
Now when you're doing something like this, if you try and do it up in the air and you drop it, the jump ring might fall out, so I always do it closer to the floor, or closer to your board or wherever you're working. So if you do drop it, chances are it won't come loose. So now I've got my pendant attached onto there.
That looks so beautiful.
And you've got that whole, because you've not covered up these beautiful colours that are in there. I mean, you wouldn't really need anything, you know, you only need that one piece.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do 3 on there, that's no problem, because the easy thing about jump ring is it's quite symmetrical with chainmail. So all you need to do is you don't have to measure it, you just count how many jump rings along and do it either side, and then you can add in whatever else you want along here. But for me, that would be plenty to just, you know, to have a wow impact.
Yeah.
And you've not used hardly any of your jump rings, you've only used one gemstone so far, but when I bead it up in a minute, I'm going to use those beautiful pearls to just create the rest of the necklace.
Fantastic. And we will be looking at that piece later on in the show, so I'll let you carry on crafting.
You.
Right here, right now though, get ready. I showed them to you a couple of times before, and we have a beautiful make to work with these truly great quality workable amethyst sapphire. I think myself that I'm quite picky when it comes to amethyst. I'm a February baby, and purple is my favourite colour, so it just so happens that amethyst kind of ticks a lot of boxes for me. But because of that, I'll be totally honest, I am a little bit picky about the kind of amethyst I like, because I don't get me wrong, I adore lots of different looks and lots of different designs, but with amethyst in particular, with it being my birthstone of February, I feel like I really expect quite a lot. I expect something that will give me sparkle. I expect something that will give me clarity. I expect something that will please my eye in its tone of purple. I don't want an amethyst that's really dark. Some amethyst can almost be, you know, sort of 90% tone almost on the black edge of things. I don't necessarily look for that, because I often find if I get that, the clarity isn't there for me. It's not giving me as much sparkle as I want. But I understand I am picky with it. I do understand that. What I have here is something that we here as a team have really worked at getting, because we bring you big bold amethyst now and again. It takes more work, time, effort to actually create something which is very delicate with an amethyst, but we've managed to do it here. And also we've brought you a quality that not only am I happy with, but I actually think GIA would be happy with as well. GIA is Gemological Institute of America, and I'm having a little look on their website right now, and they essentially have loads and loads of information on their website. If you love finding out about gemstones, it's a great place to go. It's gia.edu if you do want to have a look. And they have amethyst quality factors on here, and I just wanted to read out a sort of a short list of the things that the GIA have on there. They talk about how with an amethyst you're looking for intense purple, as well,
you could definitely tell this is an intense. The saturation is most certainly there, isn't it, in that colour? When we talk about saturation, the way I always like to describe it is like when you're doing yourself a cup of cordial. So imagine I've got a glass of water here and I put in just a tiny, tiny little teaspoonful of well, in this case, let's say it's blackcurrant, a tiny little teaspoon of cordial. Your hue, the colour itself, the purple is still purple. Your tone will be around, well, what are you saying, about 40% approximately. And the saturation's going to be gentle because it's a lot of water in there. Say I wanted a bit of a sugar rush and I put in 4 tablespoons of, I probably don't need it, you're right, 4 tablespoons of the cordial. The hue's the same, isn't it? The purple's going to be the same. The tone's going to stay the same. It's not all of a sudden black or white. It's going to stay the same. But the saturation, the impact is more. And I've got that impact here. It's not wishy-washy. As the GIA say, you need to be able to see that purple. Dealers prefer something with an even saturation. Well, I've got this even, haven't I? There's not bits where it's really weak in colour and then bits where it's really bold and over the top. It talks about how you don't want any browns. Any brownish or bronze coloured hints in amethyst will lower its value dramatically. The GIA say, I can't see any browns on it. Even if I put this against plain whites, on the desk section there, I personally cannot see any brown notes or bronze notes in there. So again, it's ticking boxes for me and it's ticking boxes for the GIA as well. It's talking also about how you don't want any zoning in this. And zoning essentially is taking you from a deeper saturation to a lighter saturation. And there's actually quite a good picture on here that sort of explains it really well. How it goes from, if you look on this one here, you'll be able to see at the tip it's really, really deep, beautiful saturation. But at the end where it's kind of domed, you see how it's weaker? It's almost leaked out a little bit. You don't want that at all. You do not want that. You want that beauty of evenness over this. So even just focusing on the colour, we haven't got any of the browns. We haven't got any of the zoning on this. We've got a gorgeous even tone. We've got a really nice purple hue that we would hope for and wish for on here. So even just with my standards and the GIA standards, we have got even just on the colour, and that's ignoring the likes of the clarity and the cut of these, we have got something a bit above the rest, which is why this for me should be a considered purchase. I've got the clarity, I've got the colour with the right tone, the right hue, the right saturation. I've got the workmanship on this because they are really dainty. I mean, I'm not being funny, I couldn't even draw with a pen and a pencil this many 2mm perfect circles, let alone facet them like our amazing Labradorites do. So this essentially should be a considered purchase. Note the word should, because today, ladies and gentlemen, this is an epic opportunity. Your price point today is just £5.95 for you. £5.95 for one of the most famous quartzes that there is out there, and I truly believe that. I most certainly knew amethyst when I was younger. When I was say 7 or 8, I would have been able to name you a handful of gemstones. I would have been able to tell you about diamond and about emerald and about ruby and about amethyst. Those are the gemstones I would have known about, and I think a lot of us are the same. I mean, at 7, would you have been able to name a Labradorite? Would you have been able to name maybe even a fire opal? I would not have. I wouldn't have. But I knew amethyst. I knew the names of diamond, emerald, rubies, and most certainly amethyst. It's one of those gems that we know, that we recognise, and it is because it's a famous quartz. People recognise it. People understand it. If you're wearing this, and you have the opportunity to do so at an amazing price today, if you're wearing this, people are going to look at it and question, wow, is that amethyst? They're going to know, they're going to understand straight away. I think this is an exceptional opportunity for all of that beautiful amount of colour, for that gorgeous amount of clarity, for that amazing workmanship. Honestly, I get surprised time and time again when I see really beautiful strands like this, because truly the workmanship to get this look is astonishing. And I will be totally honest with you, I accidentally, me being me, hello clumsy, accidentally did take 1 or 2 off the end of this strand. They just jumped out at me. They wanted to
to be with me. And I just wanted to show you what I'm amazed by is the drill hole size on these is epic for the size of the drill hole, for the size of the gemstone, sorry. Can you see how huge that is? That means that it's workability. You haven't got something that's going to be super, super fiddly and you're going to spend half your time going, what on earth am I going to thread through this? Easily you could get your 4mm beaded thread through that, your 4mm wire. You're going to be able to get those head pins we do in our packs really easily through these. Do check out your baskets for me, ladies and gentlemen, really, really quickly whilst you have the opportunity. And one thing I would say for you as well is, with these, you've got the opportunity to make this bracelet here. Fleur was saying to us earlier that by using 2 of these 2mm amethysts that we've got here in front of you, you're going to be able to create this necklace. The only thing you need to add is the jump rings, and I have got sterling silver gold plated jump rings in the perfect size to make this and more coming up for you with inspiration very, very soon. Stay tuned, I'll be back on the other side of this break.
I think when I look back on it, I think I was brought up as a beader, not a jewellery maker, a beader. Because, you know, we always had my granny's button box and lace box and, you know, you could go through her beads and put them all together, string them, you know. Jewellery maker is quality, and if you want the quality, that's who you've got to go to. I like your presenters and the certain ones, yeah, and it's a shame it's so far because I'd like to do loads more courses. But yeah, I will always be buying from Jewellery Maker. I am that sort of person with energy who likes to jump from medium to medium. Depending on what day of the week it is, depending on what I feel like. I find I work differently if I'm sitting in my workroom at the table than I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. And press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things, is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order, and what I usually do is I'll order, and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always, always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge, huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am absolutely blown away by this strand.
It is absolutely sensational. Not something we get to see that often, a black pearl. Brand new opportunity for you today to get your hands on these. I personally am in love with them for a couple of reasons, but one has to be the size. The size of these is dramatic. It truly, truly is. And the great thing about a dramatic size is well, first off, you have the opportunity to get a really beautiful, big, bold look just by using a few of these for the thrifty among us. But also another great thing about getting your hands on sizable pearls is that we've all seen and we all know, I'm sure, and if you haven't, essentially all over the web of late, all over our recent gem fairs and shows, we've seen an increase dramatically in the price of luxury size pearls. And these to me are most certainly a luxury size, because I've gotten over 9 mil on these ones in areas. They're around about a 9 by 10 that we have on here. Now the luxury size pearl market has absolutely taken off. I've shown you a couple of times before articles basically talking about how one more recently was from the Tucson show in February, and it's one of the biggest gem fairs in the world. And essentially from that we've seen this increase in promotion and increase therefore in price because of rising in demand of luxury sized pearls. Now, at the Tucson show, in the article I showed you, it basically talked about how luxury size pearls, so over your 9 mil as these are, have gone up dramatically in the past 12 months from the Tucson show the year before. And people were kind of estimating and working out the differences in price. And for luxury size white pearls, given, but of course, you know, we're kind of on the same area, we're in the same department here. With the white pearls themselves, there has been a price hike. It's been publicised of around 144%. Now that is at trade prices, and obviously if we're buying them at trade prices, we need to add a little bit of extra onto that before we bring them to you, because obviously we wouldn't be here as a channel if that wasn't the case. We wouldn't be making money, none of us would have a job, and you wouldn't have a wonderful show to watch. So it really is a dramatic price hike, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Lots of people essentially saying it's because of the dominance in the market, because of these red carpet events we've seen, because of these you know, being very present every day. I mean, pearls have always been exceptional, but now in particular the luxury sizes taking a bolder stand, and I think personally open it up to a new market. I know a lot of my friends now who will opt for, and myself included a lot of the time, will opt for wearing big bold pearls such as this. We got these before February. It's taken us around about 6 months to get these in from ordering, and we got these in before February this year, so before we really saw that big price hike. And that's why I've been able to bring these to you at an extremely affordable price. Ladies and gentlemen, your black luxury size pearls, your opportunity is here. If you want to treat yourself to these today, 0800 644 655, your price point is just £12.95 to add that luxury size strand of pearls to your neckline, to be able to get something which I think, not just due to the size but also due to the colour, is giving you a real modern edge. I mean, don't get me wrong, black is a very classical colour. I think it's something that you know, 6-year-olds to 66-year-olds and beyond can wear, but because of that bold black colouring to these, which we don't see too often, we've seen more and more of late, but we still don't see it too often, I think it's opening up a new market. So at £12.95, that price is really good, but I'm going to make it great. Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, the market has changed and is set to continue to do so. Your price point today for brand new black pearls is just £9.95 for you today. They're brand new. You've never had the opportunity to get these. I've got around 20 of them in baskets. If you want to add these to your order, you've never made an order with us before, now is your opportunity, because you've got a very, very special opportunity to get freshwater pearls, and it's so easy to join us. It really is. 0800 644 655. Press option 1, you'll get through to our call centre. There are only a few doors down. They're really, really helpful. They are lovely. And if you want to get yourself on JewelleryMaker.com, if you're a bit more of a technical lover, then it's JewelleryMaker.com. And if you're super posh and you want to take us down shops with you or on the bus, or maybe you get freaked out at the dentist and you need a bit of a distraction, then why not download us free to your tablet or on your mobile phone. You can just get us on the app and then you can take us everywhere with you. Take us somewhere good. Take us to a spa. I fancy a spa. Or, you know me, just take me to a buffet and we'll be happy with that. Just have us there with you whenever you like. It's so easy to order from us and it is just £2.95 from midnight till midnight. Buy one thing, buy 101 things and you're still only paying that price. It's my pleasure today to be joined by our wonderful guest designer who, not only does she know her way around her jump ring, she's not afraid of a few pearls. Today I'm joined by the lovely Fleur Hastings. Fleur, lovely lady, you do a workshop with us about pearls, don't you?
I do two now. Yeah,
You
I've got
do?
a new one, yeah.
Oh, tell us a bit about both of them.
So the first one is pearl knotting for beginners, so somebody that's never used the silk to knot gemstones and pearls, so a real introductory into pearl knotting. And then the second one is the one called Pearl Knotting Projects, where we measure out, put connectors in, sterling silver connectors, and see how to do a triple stranded pearl bracelet.
I like that you've got the different projects on now, because I didn't know about that one.
Because we had, I think this is the 5th one now, and they all keep selling out, so we decided to bring another one in so that people can then carry on their journey and learn how to do like it. Because a triple stranded bracelet can be quite scary to start with, and like adding in sterling silver connectors or any sort of connectors can be quite scary as well. So yeah, the projects one sort of like leads on from the beginners one, but for that, with a card of or a reel of silk or a card of silk with a needle attached, you could get that for under £15 with your clasp, and you've created an amazing piece of jewellery just with just knotting them together.
Absolutely. Don't forget, if you want to add your certificate of authenticity, you absolutely can call our call centre. They'll be able to tell you more about that. One thing I would say is, when we're dealing with the likes of pearls, and you were talking about connectors, I've got some amazing connectors coming up, and they go with the jump rings as well. They'd be brilliant with this. But speaking of kind of your makes and the people you've had on your workshops, is it something that you think hits a big range of an audience?
Yeah, it is, yeah. When you knot a gemstone or a pearl, you get more of a fluidity to that piece as well. It's a traditional method, you know, traditionally pearls were knotted so that if it ever broke, then you would only lose one pearl or gemstone as regards to the whole thing, if the whole thing broke. So yeah, and it goes, I think traditionally, like if you go back 20 years, pearls necklaces were sort of like for a certain age group. Now, like you said, everybody wears pearls. Everybody from teenagers to, you know, grandmas, great grandmas, and everybody in between. And to have these coloured pearls and different coloured threads as well, you can bring it real contemporary up to the 21st century.
Great. I love that about these so much. If you do want to treat yourself to them, last chance for you to purchase at £9.95 for you. Now, I know this is a bit quirky, but I'm throwing it out there anyway. I think because of the colour of these, you could really add a pop of boldness, and you don't have to be afraid, because I'm going to suggest Amazonite with these, which isn't my general pairing. I wouldn't generally think, oh, all pearls will go with Amazonite, but because of the hue of these and the size of these, they work.
Yeah. You could have like an opposite pairing, so you could have one of those beautiful Amazonite in the middle of your black pearls, and take that black pearl and put it in the middle of your Amazonite, so you've got like a positive and negative view of it, if you like. Or you could just mix them all together, which would equally look, because you could have a real long over the neck. That would be really nice, because I think green, for me, green's elegance. Yeah. You know, like purple's like, I think purple and royal blue is like regal. Yeah. Green, I think, is just elegant.
It really is, and you've got that elegant feel with these, I agree. Well done for everyone who got those pearls, a great deal for you there. I'm bringing to you now this absolute stunner of a strand of Amazonite, and I have to say that I am loving our new source. I am absolutely adoring adoring it. Our new source, it's relatively new to us here at Jewellery Maker, is giving me so much more impact than I was used to seeing, say, a year and a half ago. And it's because this is your Russian Amazonite. And what this gives to you is less of the kind of gentle blues and almost touching on more of the jadeite greens. It's giving you more of that intense hue. The way I always used to describe the Amazonite we brought you from previous locations was it's almost got a sort of aquamarine, very, very gentle, cloudy day, but blue sky look. This is almost like a really intense jadeite, I think, that we get with the colour of this. But what you also get with this, which you can now and again get with jadeite, but this does it better, is gives you textures. It gives you these swirls and these details. And I absolutely adore those because it means that every single one looks different. Every single one gives you a different look and appeal. And it's very much, I think, kind of a sign of the history and the tales and where those have come from when you look at this. A lot of people believe Amazonite is actually named after the Amazonian River, although it's not actually ever been found kind of relatively near to that area. Lots of people think that might be a myth. But I can sort of understand why people might think that when you look at this, because it's almost got that jungle-esque colour to it with those beautiful kind of wave-like textures, if that makes sense. It's almost, for me, looks like someone's done a watercolour of kind of a mystical seascape or a riverscape, and you have the textures in here. If you want to get your hands on an Amazonite from one of our relatively new locations of Russia, now's your opportunity. Your price point today should be. Now that already is a great deal for something with this intensity, with something of that beautiful, like I say, almost jadeite hue to it, a bit more intense. But if you love a jadeite but you want more boldness, this has got to be it, hasn't it? And at £12.95, that's £5 back in your pocket on a genuine gemstone. Please remember for me, this is a real deal gem. This isn't plastic, this isn't glass, this is absolutely and completely natural. It's a natural gemstone, ladies and gentlemen, that we have here. It's made and created by Mother Nature. This isn't something where we've got, I don't know, a howlite with a bit of texture on it and dyed it. This is Mother Nature making this unique colour. We haven't even irradiated it to kind of intensify that look and colour or applied heat to this. This is by Mother Nature, which I think is astonishing because to me, it looks out of this world. It really does. No other kind of well-known gem that I can think of is giving me the amount of texture as this, the boldness of colour of this, but also the workability of this in the sense of it's an 8mm round. If you've never made with us before, if you've never got into jewellery making before, we have got a great opportunity at the moment if you make an order today in which you get a Get Started DVD and booklet, and in the Get Started DVD and booklet there is step-by-step tuition on how to work with, in the majority of time, 8mm rounds, because you at home actually voted 8mm rounds a while ago now as your favourite kind of shape and design to go to work with, because it is very workable, it is really easy. So I would say as a beginner, how amazing is it that you could actually get your free DVD and your free booklet on your first order. You can work with genuine gemstones and you can get such a great look and detail with Amazonite, your first one. What an interesting gem to start off with. What do you think of that price point for these, please, Fleur?
It's absolutely fantastic. I thought that would be about late 20s, going into the £30, because it is quite unusual, isn't it, to see it anyway. We don't have it on every day.
You're right.
And to get this beautiful colour, and it got beautiful, that gold with the gold jump rings, just putting one in between onto a stretchy bracelet, because you can create 2 stretchy bracelets out of that one strand. You know, if you're looking at like a bog standard 8mm, 8 inches for each one, for each bracelet, and then you just pop those, I'd probably put the 6mm jump rings in between each one, so you've got that flash of gold and then that gorgeous green.
These ones here are your 6mm, coming up for you in about 5-ish minutes. Genuine sterling silver with real gold over the top of those coming up. Well done everyone who got that, and don't forget, price drop is an amazing thing, but you have to check it out before 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, which will be Friday, or else you will be paying that original price. Still a great price, But hey, if you've got money off, why not? £12.95, well done to every single one of you. I just love and adore those. Okay. We've got something there that we've just got in that beautiful kind of cooling aspect of the colour wheel, and this is to follow, but it's a whole different kettle of fish because this is emerald. Now's your opportunity to get your sell straight on the phone line for this, because I have to admit to you, I was absolutely blown away by the price of this. It's 0800 644 655. Let's get this added to our order. Let's get this in our baskets, because what you have here is something where the arrows come in. That means we are dropping the price point. I would never have expected before working here that we would be dropping the price tag of emerald. It's regal, it's royal, it's a notable gemstone, and this is from one of the larger and most renowned mining locations of Brazil, which gives you this gorgeous amount of different tonality but also textures because of those beautiful nuggets we have on here. If you're looking at these and thinking, I'm not really sure entirely what to do with a nugget, we've got DVDs based around it. Call our call centre, ask those. Tree of Life details with these. Feel free to look at the Spellbinding Laura Binding DVD. We'll show you how to make a gorgeous Tree of Life detail with these, and it is one of our most popular kind of designs and makes. If you want to get your hands on it, now's your opportunity. Get in quickly. 115 carats your price point today. It's just £9.95. I'm bumping the price up myself. £3.95. Maybe that was my brain going, surely this is minimum £9.95. £3.95 for you today. And the thing I love and adore about this is that it is sometimes described as an affinity or an eternal necklace. You can quite easily, because the temporary strand's good on this, you can quite easily just pop it around your head. You're ready and raring to go with a beautiful elongated necklace if you wanted to. You could of course wrap this around a couple of times if you wanted to. I always like that kind of 20s style design, you know, when you throw it over your neck and you put a knot in it. Really simple to do. You can literally kind of do it on the go. I will put it over now, but I don't want to knock my mic. But just do a really simple knot design in it. I think you've got a gorgeous look there. And it's a really, really classical detail for those kind of 20s feel. And don't forget, it was Coco Chanel, wasn't it, who said that essentially a really lengthy necklace, around a 30-inch necklace, is very, very flattering on a woman because it kind of brings that focal in. It's very kind of slimming, and it is... And if you can be slimmed by an emerald, I say why not? £3.95, and you've got a mammoth 82 centimetres on it. If you've never worked with nuggets before, check out those DVDs because it is a really, really great way to get involved. Okay, let's get on into our next treat now. And if you love texture like those, this is a different feel of it, but it's definitely got it going on with the texture and the ripples and the oozles of your iridescent texture. Now I know you're a fan of Abalone, Fleur, so I've got to come to you on this. Tell me what you love about this unique strand I have here.
It's magical. It's completely magical and mystical as well.
Mystical, I agree, definitely mystical.
It looks like it's been given to you from a mermaid, doesn't it? You know, it looks like mermaids have handed it to you. It's just beautiful. I think it's that oil on water iridescence, all those different colours, and they're all my favourite colours. I love that, like lightning flashes of colour, and they're of great shape because one piece will stand alone. You know, you don't have to use them all together. You can split that up and be really economical with it.
You really can, and if you want to add a thunderbolt of colour, then you're going to have to be in as quick as thunder. 8 left, your price point today, ladies and gents. It's just £9.95 for this truly exceptional organic, which we here at Jewellery Maker, we don't just give you a one-sided beauty, we actually double them up, so you've got that beauty on each side, because essentially what you have with this is you have that kind of iridescent, almost mother of pearl aspect from the inside of a shell. So the outside, of course, can look quite browny, it can be quite dull in its effect and in its look, but that means that we double these up for you. And I will say that not everyone does. I have on my Rebecca Redican Presenter Facebook page had people messaging me in the past saying they bought strand online, it was a photograph taken like this, when they got it home, beautiful on one side, but a little bit dull and maybe flat on the back, which means for the likes of your earrings, you want to look good from the back and the front, don't you? 4 of these available for you, ladies and gentlemen. Get in as quick as a flash. 0800 644 655. And whilst you're on the phone lines, you should probably stay there, because right here, right now, I know you're going to want these. It is my sterling silver gold-plated jump rings. Stand by.
We've been talking today a lot about chainmail because of my guest designer Fleur is renowned for her chainmail work. I have got a selection of your sterling silver jump rings here, and they are plated in gold. Now I'm going to start off with the very basics first off of the metals, if I may, so that we're all kind of on the level playing field with this. Sterling silver, sometimes referred to as 925, is a really beautiful, luxurious metal to work with. It's called 925 because it refers to the percentage. So it's 92.5 real deal silver with 7.5% ore, and that essentially means it's strong, it's durable, it means that it's really workable for the likes of your jewellery making. Over the top of this, we have got gold plating. Now, gold plating is genuine real deal gold over the top of this. It's not like a gold paint or a gold emulsion, which isn't real deal gold, and it's not even like gold flash, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny layer of gold. This is gold plating, so you're getting even more of that luxurious metal over the top of these. So what it means for me is you've got a double whammy. You've got genuine, very precious sterling silver with genuine real deal gold over the top. And we've created these beautiful circles here to create your jump rings. Now we talked earlier on about kind of the history of chainmail. Tell me a little bit about the jump rings themselves and what we should be looking for in jump rings like these.
So the quality of chainmail comes from the quality of the jump rings that you're working with. So it's like anything. If you can't sell something for thousands of pounds if your ingredients is, lower standard. So when we cut jump rings, we cut them with a saw rather than machine. So there's two ways. When you look online at other places that have got jump rings for sale, there's two sort of like categories. There's saw cut and machine cut. And machine cut's almost like a big guillotine, if you like, where they'll come down and squash them, and the cut isn't very good.
Okay.
So the two ends won't go back together perfectly. We saw cut all our jump rings, so that means that both ends of the wire have got a flat edge that will go back together, and the amount of metal that's taken out to create that cut is like as fine as a human hair, because the more metal you take out of the cut, the more it won't go back as a round circle, because obviously you've taken a section of the metal out. Mm-hmm. So when you coil it around a mandrel and then you cut it, if you take too much out and then try and put it back together, it goes more like an oval or an egg shape. Okay. Whereas these take out, our jump rings take out the most minimal amount of material to create that beautiful round, perfectly saw cut jump ring.
And you can actually, really keen-eyed amongst you, see it on this. Now bear in mind the camera is at around 40 times magnification, so you're really close on this, but I just wanted to show you on this jump ring how beautifully round it is, and you have to be really keen-eyed to actually see the saw cut in this, which is exactly what Fleur's saying. Can you see? It's just there, and I mean that's around 40 times magnification, so you could see it if I tilt it that way. Now you've been saying how that's what we look for, we want a really nice look, but why is that important for chainmail?
So with chainmail, as you've seen on the previous demo, it's linking one jump ring into the other. So if one jump ring has got a slightly rough edge, or it's got a little bit of metal sticking out that's not been, say, cut properly, that will scratch on your skin. It will also open up the chainmail. So like we said when adding the pendant, don't drop the chainmail, because if you take that one jump ring out, you may have to take it all back again and start again, which is an absolute... Oh, it's horrendous. Can't tell you how horrendous it is.
But it's a bit sort of,
Yeah, it's because you've done all that work and then you've got to go back and take it all back out again. I've never found 925 and gold plating together. What you can get if you look online, and I've said this before, people have messaged saying, I found them, but they're called gold filled, which is completely different. Most gold filled, I mean, the term of gold filled is a tube of gold on top of another metal. Most jump rings that I've found are tempered brass inside, not another precious metal. Yeah. I've never found two precious metals together in a jump ring. So to be able to create chainmail with two precious metals and have that beautiful gold finish is, for me, it's just pure luxury. It really is.
And because Fleur does make and sell her jewellery, a lot of it chainmail, what is that going to make a difference when we're selling on pieces?
Yeah. So to create a piece of chainmail, it takes the same amount of time, like it does with most things. It takes the same amount of time to create chainmail, whether that's silver plated, bare copper, or gold plated sterling silver. So it takes the same amount of time, so your hours per piece are exactly the same. And then obviously the material price has gone up a little bit as well because they're precious metals. But then when you look at that final piece, your final pricing for me has to say, does that piece warrant that price? And 9 times out of 10 with a precious metal, I always put more on it, because the people don't believe that it's a true precious metal chainmail piece then. So for me, a chainmail bracelet that a sterling silver with gold plating on the top would start at about £60 for just a simple bracelet, whereas a silver plated one would be about 28. So you know, you've got that huge, because it warrants that price. It's pure luxury.
And it is true pure luxury we have here. Now, I have 3 separate sizes coming up for you. My warning is I've got good quantity, which is why my price is amazing. But I will warn you, ladies and gentlemen, that I've got 3 different sizes on the row, which means you're able to do a real broad range of different chainmail pieces. So now is your warning. I'm going to bring the price in soon, which means the telephone lines are going to go loop-de-loo. 0800 644 655 or at jewellerymaker.com. Add these to your order. 200 sterling silver gold plated jump rings, your price point today. It's just £36.95, and these are 7mm. You've got 24 grams worth approximately of your precious sterling silver metal here. 24 grams worth is absolutely mammoth. Bearing in mind, your average metal in an engagement rings is about 3.5 grams worth of precious metal, about 3.5 grams worth. That's without the weight of the gemstones. So approximately in an engagement ring, you've got about 3.5 grams worth. Have you ever seen an engagement ring at around the price of £36.95? And I'm talking simple band. You know, a lot of gents jewellery, in fact my mum's is a very, very simple, just precious metal band. And now this is 24 grams worth that we've got here. And it's something that Fleur herself has said she hasn't been able to find. And Fleur, how long have you been doing chainmail for, Fleur?
About 8 years.
About 8 years, and Fleur herself hasn't been able to find things like this.
Yeah, never.
And yet we've still done that price.
Yeah, it's like it takes you to a real. For me, I think it's one of the only times I feel like a real jeweller.
Yes.
You know, you used to little girl play in post office. You know, and this to me is exactly the same. I got really excited when because I bought quite a few packs, because I had these in, a couple of weeks ago, and then I bought quite a lot of these because I want a range of gold, whereas I've never been able to have the gold before, you know, on top of sterling silver, and to be able to create that piece, because not everybody likes silver. Some people are gold people, you know, they want those gold tones as well. Mix them two together, but me, that's just an amazing price. And I don't think you could buy the wire to even cut them for that.
No, I think you're right. I really do. Well done to all of you coming in and getting those. I think that is a great price, and working out about 18p per jump ring. That is loop-de-loo. Well done, all of you. Now, those are your 7mm. We're now going to move on to the 6mm. Tell us what the 6mm are going to be good for, please, Blair.
So 6mm is absolutely fantastic for your Byzantine. So a lot of people start with Byzantine because there's about 30 or 40 variants of Byzantine. So by learning one weave, in effect, with a few different placements of your jump rings, you've actually learnt nearly 40 weaves.
Wow.
So it's a really good starting place to start with, and the 6mm jump ring with the 4mm inner diameter is absolutely perfect. And we did the elf weave with the 6mm as well, so you could create that bracelet with these precious metal jump rings as well.
Perfect. And that's going to give you a really high-end look with a gorgeous golden glow. So 6mm, a great size to get involved with, to really open up lots of doors. If you want to get these, your hands on these, now's your opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, your price point today is just £32.95. Reason the price on these slightly lower is because obviously they're slightly smaller, so there is slightly less metal in them, ever so slightly less. We've got 22.5 grams approximately. But can I just say, I love that about us here at Jewellery Maker. I know that sounds like a really minor thing, but there is a couple of grams difference, so we reflect that in our price. I know that not everywhere does it.
No, they won't. Well, sometimes the smaller something is, the more it is, because it's taken a lot more skill to create it. So yeah, there's a little bit less metal, as in like the raw material when you've coiled them, but just to go through coiling and cutting these kind of jump rings, you would lose about 2 inches either side of your jump rings. So if you were going to make these, you'd waste about half of that price just in waste that you couldn't create. And that's the perfect size for that sweetie style bracelet.
Oh, I love
and it takes 200 to make an 8-inch stretchy bracelet.
A gorgeous idea, and we were talking about them with the likes of the Amazonite that I had on earlier for you. We do still have some Amazonite available if you want to get your hands on these, or even get nice with those white pearls I've got coming up for you in an hour or so. So do treat yourself to these jump rings whilst you can. Last opportunity on those ones. Moving on to the final size of our gold plated sterling silver, and we're on now to our 5mm. Relatively new size for us, I feel. Still.
Yeah, I'm starting to look at more and more weaves that we're doing with the 5mm. So we did the dragon steps, which takes the 7 and the 5mm together. So if you wanted to create the dragon steps one that we did earlier, absolutely perfect. We're going to do a demo in the next kit, which is pure 5mm jump rings that we've used for that, and the 6mm jump rings for the other part of the chainmail in the other kit. Fantastic. So if you wanted to create the next kit with precious metal, brilliant, and that bracelet takes all 200 that you've got there.
So this bracelet, imagine, with the amethyst I brought to you earlier on in there, which we said works perfectly, with these, because this is with a 5mm using 200, you could create such a glamorous high-end piece. And price point wise,
about, for amethyst and gold, about 65 to 70 pounds.
About 65 to 70
You've got to get your clasp as well, but we know how much the amethyst was, so you can assume there's going to be profit. I'm sure there will at this price. Ladies and gentlemen, add these to your order. They're just £27.95. So it's going to cost you, well, even if you used all of the amethyst and even with a little bit of extra for the clasp, it's going to be about £32. Yeah. Beautiful. If you've got children that are amethyst babies, like if you're a godmother and you to give that as a gift, that would be for under 35, 40 pounds. Yeah. You couldn't get a christening gift for that, because I tried to look for one and they were so expensive, and that was just something bog standard from a shop. It's not handcrafted.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not got the special extra touch to it. I think that is a sensational deal. And if we want to learn about this, where can we learn this, Fleur?
That one's on the European Weaves DVD, that one.
So again, call in the call centre, numbers at the bottom of your screen, and you can ask for the European Weaves DVD with Fleur. £4.95, it'll be the DVD itself. So add that to your order, why not? 'Cause then get a couple of these, get that DVD, and then you have got essentially a whole weekend of pure crafting beauty.
And we use all those sizes on that DVD, so those 3 sizes, we don't use any other, so that DVD creates quite a few other pieces on there.
All of the different makes with them. Well done to everyone who got your hands on these at just £27.95. It really is a sensational deal for that amount of precious metal in particular.
And like I said before, it would warrant having a hallmark as well. You want something like that that's going to be around forever and be synonymous to you as a maker. So have a look at hallmarking as well, because then it puts you into that jeweller's category.
You really are. Well done to everyone who's got your hands on those. What a sensational deal. Now, if you're loving jump rings, I've got loads more coming up. I really do. I don't have any more sterling silver gold-plated ones, but you've got the range there already. But I have got loads more coming up for you. Right here, right now, I'm going to be bringing you some clasps. Now, these are mammoth. They're absolutely huge, these clasps. And they come in 4 different looks, I would say. All of the mesh shaped clasp, which for me is one of the easiest clasps to work with. I don't know if you've ever, when you get your bracelet on and you have to try and take it off and it's a lobster claw clasp and you spend kind of 10 minutes before you just give up hope and go, well, I'm just never going to be able to take this bracelet off. I find the same with neckline pieces. I find this shape clasp the easiest because of the fluidity and the movement to it, but also the fact that you get such a gorgeous look with an S-shaped clasp is just perfect, really. Let me show you this one detailed design first off. They're all in this shape. They all have the jump rings attached to them as well. And essentially what you do is you're just using that jump ring as your attachment to your necklace, but also obviously to use that in the clasp detail on these ones. These have got a lovely texturing detail to them. You've got almost gizmo coil and then like this kind of snake deal. Kind of reminds me Viking-esque. See the Vikings that have all of the serpent carvings on the boats and
on the
things.
boats, it is, very, very Viking-esque.
It is. Oh, thanks. Glad that wasn't just me. You've also got in here something that looks like a gizmo coil that you've gizmoed. So it's like a gizmoed gizmo around the centre point of these. Sorry, getting a bit jiggly. Stop getting jiggly, clasps. I've also got in this one for you like a rope detail going around the clasp. And then finally, your plain gizmo, I would say, going around. Are you going to shimmy up? Thanks, guys. So, you've got all of these beautiful, that's the wrong way around, is that annoying anyone else? Oh, it gets me goat, things like that. There you are. So those are the different, oh, I used to have a goat. Did you used to have a goat, Ben? What a blatant, did you?
My mum used to breed goats.
No.
Yeah, Anglo-Nubians. She used to show them. But for milking as well, we used to have goats milk.
Wait, goats? Goat shows?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
All my goat could do was like, eat your washing off the land. Is that a task in it?
No, you just walk around. It's like a pretty pony. It's like pretty goats.
Do they prance?
Yeah, they prance. And you have to wear a white coat and they have little collars and leads.
Right. Leads?
Yeah.
Right, that is my weekend absolutely sorted. I'm going on a goat show hunt. If you want to treat yourself, ladies and gentlemen, to these S-shaped clasps, now is your opportunity. Your price point should be, but it's not. We're going to roll it down. I will say as well, we haven't just put it in here just to look nice. You get in the box as well. Your price point today should have been almost £22. It's actually £14.95 for you today. You're getting a big selection of each of the designs too, as you can see in there. So a really lovely way to add these to your individual and unique pieces. Loads of you flying in for these, 12 of each design. Size on them is around about a 7mm on the jump rings, but the length of these and the look of these is around about 13 by 12mm on each of them, just to give you an idea of size. So have them at the back for a fiddle-free clasps, or have them at the front as an A-line, because the design's beautiful.
Yeah, the word did look really nice. Oh, did you say to connect them all together?
No, I didn't, but I was thinking
yeah,
it.
because I was
just
busy
reading
doing
my mind again.
Yeah, just to connect, like as a centre section, just connect 3 or 4, well, probably 3 or 5 together into a centre section for a necklace.
Centre section for a necklace, and you sorted, you done and dusted.
Yeah.
Love that idea. Maybe you could make a goat lead.
Could do. Yeah.
Do they have to jump through hoops?
No.
Am I really bumping this up?
But goats can do. Goats are very intelligent.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, they can do. But no, they just like I say, it's like a pretty pony type of a show. You just walk around and the prettiest one wins, or the one that's most perfect for their breed, where it has all the conformation correct.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to think now what a goat's tail looks like.
they have them just like little sticky nut tails.
A bit like on certain dogs, they have little sticky up
or like
tails.
a deer. You like
Yes,
deer's tail.
perfect
Yeah, like that.
explanation.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I cannot wait to get involved with this at the weekend.
Well, there's a show at the weekend quite close to here, so you
Oh,
could,
is there?
Yeah.
Right,
so you
sign
could
me
have a
up.
go.
I will be there. Well done to everyone. Don't let this get your goat if you miss out. Do please add it to your order and check out whilst you can at £14.95. It is a really great deal. And please don't forget any price drops you see from the original. They only last till 8. You don't want to wake up at 8:05 and go, no! It's back up at price. So if you're watching us on the repeat, get it in, check it out as soon as you possibly can. So, you know I bought you those amethysts earlier on, those really dainty 2mm. I'm about to bring you now some 4mm rounds. And these will go beautifully with the ones I brought you earlier. These are just a little bit larger. So if you wanted to do, you maybe use the other ones as spaces in between. That's going to look really pretty. What do you like about this strand, please, Fleur.
I love the colour. I think that's a real feminine colour, isn't it? It's true feminine, and it's really spring summer style kind of colour. And because it's got that really nice, almost like a soft focus hue about it. You know, when you look through soft focus, it looks like that. And it would look really nice with the jump rings. You know, if you did an inverted round nail and then popped them into the middle so they'd sparkle through.
That'd be gorgeous, just to see them. Essentially, that means you almost pop the gemstones inside, essentially, so they'll sparkle through.
Yeah.
These still available for you if you want to get your hands on sterling silver gold jump rings. Ladies and gentlemen, your lavender amethyst rounds, you've got 4 mil on these, so a lovely size to give you a dainty look, but a workable edge. If you want these, you know what to do. Get involved now. 40 carats worth, ladies and gentlemen, your price point today for natural amethyst, £4.95. You would not, I don't think, have expected a price point like that. That is an exceptional deal for that much clarity, and as Fleur says, a really delicate feminine colour. These colours are big news at the moment with the likes of Pantone, who are very much the kind of, I would say they'd class themselves as the sort of colour authority. You've got a really, really beautiful colour palette for those muted tones to kind of go alongside all of the, you know, iced coffees and the rose quartz and the serenity hues we've had. What a workable way to add a real nice pop of fashion to your pieces.
Just looking with the abalone next to you as well. So you've got those beautiful colours with that abalone and then that amazing lavender. That would make that really feminine, really make it pop.
I like that idea a lot. It does just work, and it kind of shows them out beautifully, doesn't it? I'm not sure we've got any of the abalone left. Literally one I've been told. So if you want those as a pair, do be as quick as you possibly can. Wrong way round. £4.95 today. I've got a very special opportunity to bring these to you now, and I'm kind of a little bit blown away by this. I never thought we here at Jewellery Maker would ever be able to get something through as luxurious as this, but we have today. These are exceptional Keshi pearls, but they're not like every other strand, because look at how sizable these are. Wow. Absolutely mammoth, aren't they? Huge Keshi pearls. Keshi pearls are one of the most high-end pearls that there are available to us, because essentially what you have there is 100% real deal nacre. They go great with these amethyst, and well done to everyone who did get those. I was shocked by the price as much as you were. With a strand like this, you essentially have pure luxury of the way these are made up. What you have when a pearl is created is you have a mollusk, which is a hinged creature, which excretes something we call nacre. And the nacre is essentially what is built up to make a pearl. When you get totally and absolutely real deal natural you know, seawater, saltwater pearls, those will be likely as well 100% nacre. And these ones are the freshwater stylings of that. What you have is something that isn't just a thin element layer of nacre over the top of a bead, which a lot of nucleated pearls can be. What you've actually got here is something that Mother Nature, that the mollusk itself has said, you know what, I don't want that bead that you've placed in here to try and make a pearl, and I'm going to get rid of it. So the mollusk itself with its hinge action will open and will essentially reject that bead, and what happens is the mollusk will still think that it needs to protect itself. So it excretes more and more of this nacre, but because it hasn't got that bead, that base for it to form around, it gives you this pure luxury of movement, of detail, and of effect. This is really a special opportunity, because when you look at the size of these, what you have is pure nacre building up time after time after time, not over a bead, which takes up space.
And these themselves could have taken, for each and every one, around 11 years in the mollusk to be created. That's astonishing when you think about it. It really, really is. Treat yourself to one of the most luxurious strands of Keshi pearls for its size, for its kind of amount of nacre, and for its beauty that I think we've ever had here at Jewellery Maker. Your price point today. What do you mean it's going down? Wait, did you tell me that? Did I just ignore you? Did you tell me we were dropping this? No, we are not. Oh, well, honestly, I'll put my hands up. I did my research on this on the basis of it being £25. So I had a little look online and I was seeing all of these different prices for Keshi pearls of around this size, and I couldn't actually, if I'm honest, really even find any at the exact same size. But for the about size worth, I was about to be, you know, well, I was blown away at the prices. Minimum I saw was the £30 mark for a similar size, and even they were a bit smaller. So already I was happy at £25. I didn't then know we were going to be going to this price point on them. That is such a treasure of a treat. Honestly, hand on heart, I was happy at £25, and I really was. But that price, for this amount of nacre, for the time each of these taken, around about, it could be up to around about 11 years for each of these. Think about what you were doing 11 years ago, when these were kind of in their formation stages. I think that is an astonishing deal. And I never expected us to bring you something this large, with this amount of nacre, with this amount of beauty and effect of Mother Nature's decision. I never would have expected to bring you something this luxurious at that price point at all. Even to be able to bring you, you know, in that size, the likes of a potato, or a potato or a baroque. I wouldn't even expect you to bring a potato or baroque at that size for £19.95. But these always demand a higher price on average than those shapes. Yeah. I'm amazed by that. What do you think?
I thought that would be a lot more because of the size of them. Because I bought a strand of Keshi pearls, I think it was £15, and they were the really small ones. So to get that extra size, and for that you don't have to do anything to that. You just restrand it, pop a clasp onto it. Because of the way that they all play nicely together, it just gives such an interest to that piece. It'd be a real, almost like a gallery piece, wouldn't it? You know, something that you'd see in an art gallery, because it's got all those beautiful textures and the way that the light hits all those surfaces. It's amazing.
It's so individual and unique, isn't it? Every single one giving you a different look. And do you know what it reminds me of? These ones in particular, because of their size. Almost like a dried rose. You know when people dry roses and things like that from special occasions, and they kind of get that extra texture and they sit proud? That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. Really does. You'd be able to do loads with these. Yeah. Fleur, I'd love to take some of your inspiration, if I may.
Well, I would probably keep them grouped together. So if I took sort of like 7 of them and grouped them together, and then put a contrast in gemstone, maybe those beautiful large white pearls, just have a contrast. So just a wrapped loop on either end, and then connect it in, and then another 7 of these Keshi pearls, and the same. So you've got a real, because they bunch up so nicely together and create that interest, you then have something really beautiful to separate them all out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely chuffed as peas for all of you. I really am. Nice work to everyone. Yeah, I'm just thinking, because of the metallic, I'm just throwing this out there. What do you think? Coming up in the final hour. That is magical and mythical, isn't it? Perfect for our film day, adding a little bit of that gorgeous glamour.
Yeah, beautiful. They're lovely, those. I like those ones.
Coming up for you about half past 4 for you today. Well done to everyone who got those. I'm really quickly going to squeeze one more deal in. I've got loads more jump rings, loads more gemstones, loads more treats, but I mean just quickly before the break. And these are, wow, I don't think I've seen these for a very long time, if ever before. Rose gold studs with your butterfly backs, but also with your opportunity of the drop element here. So you've got the little loop on these for you to be able to add the likes of a head pin or loads of chain. These are genuine rose gold plating over the top. And you know I said earlier on about rose gold, when we brought you the rose gold earlier on, we don't get to see it very often at all. Well, we don't, and it's lovely to be able to bring you these ones as well. You're getting a big amount of them. If I show you it on the profile, you'll be able to see you have the bar that obviously goes through the ear. You have the butterfly back, which has a little nook just at the end of it on the bar so that it holds its place. When you pop this on, you're going to be able to feel that click so you know it's secure. You've also got that beautiful ball detail with the loop at the base for that workability of draping or dropping, whatever you wish from these. Very easy to work with, great for us beginners, because a lot of beginners will instantly go to earrings to make because we kind of understand how they work, and it's a nice way for us to be able to play with our designs. So if you want to add these to your order, now is your opportunity. 50 pairs of them today is a great amount, and your price point, okay, did not see that coming. £4.95. That's for 50 pairs of these, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sensational deal when you think you're going into those well-known stores on the high street. You know the ones where you can get your ears pierced in the window. Do you know the ones I mean? Yeah, that one. When you go in there, you're looking at very simple plain studs, not in sterling silver, just in your base metals. Very, very simple. Lowest price I've seen, £2.50 maybe. I've never seen lower than £2.50. I might have seen £2.50 in a sale there for a simple pair of studs, but that's just for a pair. It's not for 50 pairs. That means per pair, we're looking at pennies, aren't we? Pennies. We're definitely not looking at pounds, for sure, or else it'd be £50, wouldn't it? I'm not the best at maths, but even I know that. Price point wise, per pair, we're looking at about 9 pence per pair. I've been in today looking at lovely Alison Tarry's workshop, and she's doing all these ear cuffs, and a lot of her ear cuffs have the kind of stud detailing to them, so you can place them through your ear for added security. So you don't just have to add a dangle from these, you can really go for it with your look and detail and add wire designs to these, or even using them in neckline pieces if you wanted to, or as droppers of charms. Go wild with it. I've seen designs with butterfly backs linked together for bracelets, almost gives a bit of a chainmail-ish look. But yeah, you could do anything with these, set your mind to it and really have fun. £4.95 for you today, working out about 9p per pair. You can't say fairer than that, can you? Better than the price of chewing gum. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to head into a break, but after that break, our film day of fabulousness continues with more creativity, loads more jump rings, and more designs to oodle and ooze over. We've got loads of treats coming up. I'll see you after this short but informative break.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just $2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $4.95.
There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat, and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
The name tourmaline comes from the Sri Lankan word turmali, meaning mix, because this colourful gem was often confused with other gemstones. Sri Lanka was also responsible for tourmaline's first appearance in Europe when it was sold to the Dutch traders in the 1600s.
Did you know that Jewellery Maker's phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Welcome back all to Jewellery Maker. Lovely to see you today. Welcome. If you're new, if you've been with us for years, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday today. I know that me and my team are, because we're having a fabulous film day. I've got a star buy for you now. And the star buy is the pearls that I've been showing you throughout the show. It is a glorious strand of white pearls, and the beauty of being able to bring you such a variety of pearls. I'm going to show you two next to each other, actually, if I may. The great thing about showing you such a variety of pearls is that it really opens up your collection. But I love how with pearls, because they're each pearls, they work so well together. Take a little look. I love these together. The top strand is coming up for you a little bit later. They are extremely limited, I will forewarn. But these ones are your star buy we have for you now. This is totally inspirational strand for me because of the colour. A lot of you will already know what I'm hinting at when I say that. But for those who don't, I'm inspired, by the colour of these, because what I'm getting here, which maybe you're not as much at home, but that's only because of the setup in here and because of the way in which you're watching. So you're obviously watching us through a screen, whether that be on your tablet, on your mobile, on your laptop, on your television, but also there's lots of layers and lots of layers of screens in the cameras in front of me. And what they can do on certain gems, such as pearls, is dilute colour of dispersion and pearlescence. And that's what we have here. What I can see, which you may not be able to as well, is such a band and a full lavish array of colours. Pinks, teals, blues I've got running over the surface of these, and it's to do with the way the necro, which is essentially the main aspect of a pearl in many ways, dispenses and disperses the light that hits it, and we call that rainbow of colour pearlescence. Now, you will always get a certain amount of pearlescence on a pearl. It is generally inevitable. Yet, I've got it more than usual on this strand because of the colour, and because the colour of these is natural. A natural coloured white pearl is not something we get to see every day. A lot of people think when you see a white pearl, well, surely that's its natural colour, because not everyone realises that actually a lot of pearls, when they come out of the mollusk, will actually be a brownie colour. That's what will happen time and time and time again. They'll come out of the mollusk and they'll be kind of a dirty, almost mink colour when they colour off the mollusk, and then what has to happen to get a white pearl, a lot of the times we'll have to bleach it. So that's fine, it's absolutely accepted treatment. Vast majority of pearls that you buy out there on the market will have had some sort of alteration to their look and some sort of treatment, and bleaching is a very common one for white pearls. But the thing is, with a bleached white pearl, you do not get, I feel, as much of that pearl essence. It's like when you dye your hair. You know, if you're going to bleach your hair, if you decide to go blonde or you just want to lighten your hair and you put peroxide in it and you bleach it, it will naturally go coarser. It will naturally feel drier. It won't have as much shine, as much glow, as much gloss to it. And you have to put a lot of treatment into it. You have to condition it a lot, don't you? And you have to really put in oils and everything else to try and bring it up to that beauty and that shine that it once had. Pearls are no different. Pearls are no different. A lot of the time when you bleach it, you'll essentially put lots of little etches, in a way, into the surface of the pearl, so you don't get all that pearl essence. This hasn't got that though. This is natural in its colour. So you do see the pinks, don't you? You can see those blues and those purples, can't you? And even some golden tones. And that is what makes this a very special strand. We do not get to see natural pearls often. Why? Because natural pearls don't often make it to the market, because unless they're great quality, they'll just be rejected. But also we don't get to see them that often at all, because it's a high cost item to purchase. 50% generally, it varies greatly on the colour of the pearl, but 50% generally is the price point added on between the difference between a natural pearl and a treated pearl. But that's the base rate. It can be way up depending on the colour. So realistically, it's a considered purchase for us, and therefore a considered purchase for you. Often. Today, ladies and gentlemen, not only is it natural, it's a luxury size strand. Your price point today, it's just £14.95 for you today. This is touching at the back. That for me is a necklace length of pearls in luxury sizes, in beautiful natural white colour, and giving me all of that pearl essence that I could absolutely hope for. Imagine these just pearl knotted with natural silks in between. They would look so classical, so beautiful. And because of their shape, because they have got slight doming to them and slight flattened areas, which is only due to where they've sat in the mollusk, so it's totally natural look to them. Because of that, people aren't going to mistake these. People aren't going to look at them and go, I bet they're fake. People are going to know they're the real deal. And surely, if you're going to be bringing real deal beautiful pearls, you wouldn't be expecting a $14.95 price point. Today, it is my pleasure to be joined by our gorgeous guest designer, who, if she was a French flower, she'd be called Fleur. Hello, Fleur! You're right. Now, I know you, we were talking earlier about you doing your pearl knotting. Mm-hmm. Do you go for pearls personally like this yourself?
Yeah, I do. If I can find these natural white pearls, because they're very few and far between.
You're totally right.
You know, a lot of them have the treatments and things. I tend to bulk buy them when I can, because for me, for a bridal piece, to have pure natural white pearls is a real selling point for me. So for me, as soon as I see these, I tend to buy at least 3 or 4 strands of them. Yeah. Especially at that price.
And when you're selling, do people care if they're natural coloured? If they are, and you tell them, you choose to tell them.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because we all like something that's naturally beautiful. And like I say, I've never dyed my hair, so I wouldn't know what it's like to dye your hair, and just be natural.
Yeah.
But if you want to get a pink pearl or a blue pearl, obviously they've been coloured, they've been dyed for those colours. But I find when I've not done a lot of bridal pieces, because it's not really my area, but I've done quite a few, and they do tend to, if I say these are natural pearls and you put another strand that's next to them that say these have been bleached, people will naturally go for the natural pearls because they like the purity of them.
Yeah, I get that, and the pearlescence is just so different.
Yeah, it is completely different.
Well done for all of you getting your hands on that $14.95. I'm going to move on into the kit now, if I may, because this is a challenge collection kit. What was that? I don't know. If anyone finds... Oh, it was definitely me that knocked it off. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, I just don't know what it is. Who's on the Late Show tonight? Is it Ali? If Ali comes in and says something's broke, it wasn't me. We're going to move on into the kit right here, right now. And it would, like I say, it was a challenge kit. Fleur, how did you feel when you had a nosy at this?
So this kit, do you know, I was saying about how 90% of the time the kit title dictates what I'm going to do with the kit. With this, it was what was in the kit that dictated what I was going to do with it, because these amazing gemstones.
Yeah, the gemstones themselves are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? It's a big amount of jump rings that I've got here for you, and the gemstones are really captivating, aren't they? I'll bring you the jump rings first, just because they flew out of my hand, and all right, hang on, they flew out of my hand, and they just need to be on air. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your collection of rose gold plated copper jump rings, and I have two different sizes, the 5 and the 6 mil. So what is great about your 5 and 6 mil jump rings like this, please, Fleur?
So again, we were saying before, and said quite a lot of the afternoon, different chainmail weaves need different jump rings to create them, different sizes of jump rings to create them, and it's all to do with the inner diameter and something called an aspect ratio, which is a mathematical calculation to see if those jump rings are going to work. So when you get into chainmail, you'll soon see that, you know, we're going to do a European 4-in-1 weave in a second, that you could do it with both of these sizes of jump rings and you'll get a completely different look. One will be more closely knitted together, and one will be a little bit more open. Some weaves you can only use a specific size for it, but the majority of weaves you can sort of like go up a few more sizes. So with these two sizes you get these beautiful delicate weaves, because those 5mm I just think they're brilliant. They're probably 6mm used to be my favourite, and 7mm, but I think these now are slowly catching
nudging
up.
in there, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah. Wow.
I just think they're really nice and delicate, because you can create a nice delicate weave with them.
You really can. You definitely can. If you want to add these to your order, do so, because they are part of the kit. And as I said earlier, I guaranteed you both of our kits today under £25. So great deals for you. 200 of each of those sizes. And now the gemstones, which you yourself said were kind of the crux of your creativity, really.
Yeah,
tell me why.
Because as soon as I saw these shapes of gemstones, and I've only worked with them once before in a kit, I just knew straight away that I wanted to emulate it with chainmail. So I wanted to take that beautiful fan shape and create a chainmail section that was going to be similar to it.
And they do, I think, because of the fan design, kind of fit in well with chainmail, because chainmail itself almost has the same shapes in the sense of when you're looking at them, and they're quite slim and slender, but a lot of the designs seem to almost fan on the outside, don't they?
Yeah, you can, because you can expand it, so you can make it, expand it out to the sides as well, so you can create that kind of look with chainmail. And I just fell in love with them. I just thought they were beautiful.
And I can understand why, actually, because they are so individual. These ones here are your red jasper, and these are your layout bars that we have here for you. They're a 4x11, and I don't just have one set, I do have two. Totally natural, as I said, and that means that you get that gorgeous almost matrix internally. It's similar to kind of the type of aspect you would look for in turquoise, but more dainty and more delicate than you would expect. And it's essentially showing you the makeup of these, really, and how Mother Nature have created them. So each and every one is going to be unique, and they are beautifully double-sided as well, so 2 sets of those you have. You then have your carnelian, again, another beautiful natural strand here for you, And I think that's incredible that it is natural, yet you get so many different tones on this. They're all kind of sticking within the hues, the very warm kind of amber hues, but the tone is changing greatly on these ones. So you're getting something dainty, something delicate, and then it can be a little bit more big, a little bit more bold, a little bit more warm. A really ancient gem here has been worn for hundreds of thousands of years, and I think for me it is one of those gems that works great alongside certain organics such as your amber, because those hues work, but you get a strength of luster that perhaps an amber doesn't always give you. So a really beautiful gemstone there in a really unusual shape. Strange for us to see plain rondelles in this variety, but what that gives us is workability, because they work in the same way essentially as a round, but it gives you a different look. And speaking of rounds, I'm going to bring to you this massive strand of your black agate, 12 mil on these ones. I love about black agate that they're not just a plain black gemstone. Each one is giving you a different look. Even you know, one's giving you almost druzy-like appeals I found on that one there. You've got ones that have these sort of fortification stripes on them. Some giving you true banding all the way around, almost a celestial look. It feels like a strand we don't get to see that much of anymore. I think it feels like a strand that perhaps 2, 3, 4 years ago we saw a lot of, but actually we haven't been of late. So if you're running low on things like this, now is your opportunity to get your hands on them. Let me reiterate exactly what we're getting. I'm going to bring to you the 2 sets of bars, the beautiful natural carnelian, that wonderful banded agate in the 12 mil, so a great size, and all of these jump rings. 200 of each, so 400 in total. You had in there the 5 mil and the 6 mil in the rose gold. Treat yourself to chain spotting jewellery. The price point today should be. I think that's incredible. That's a great deal.
It is.
But I'm about to shock. And I mean shock, because I told Fleur the price before, but actually, and you were shocked at it, but actually we're not going to stay there, because we've realised that our quantity is higher than we first presumed. So we're going to give you an extra opportunity to get your hands on them. £19.95 for you on this entire collection today. 400 jump rings in total, those 2 gorgeous strands and the 2 sets of your layout bars at £19.95. Fleur is just kind of wincing and shaking her head at me.
I don't think this year I've had a chainmail kit that's been under £20.
No. And
not with 2 strands of gemstones, 2
layout bars,
which, I mean, I don't do a lot of price. I don't look at gemstones because I always buy them from here. But if I saw that in a shop or on a website for those layout bars for £10 or between £7 and £10 each, I'd be snapping them up.
Yeah, of course you would.
So that's like £7. That's £14 just for those 2 layout bar sets.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
It is, and I thought it was like an old school kit, you know, with the agate and the carnelian, because I haven't seen carnelian for a long time, and I've definitely not seen those beautiful agates. Yeah, because they've got so much interest in them. Every single one's so beautiful.
They really do. I think that is such a sensational deal for the amount you're getting here, the amount you can work with here. That is such a great deal. And what I will say is, for me, even if you're not a chainmail artist, this is a great kit.
It is, yeah. Even if you just left the chainmail jump rings to one side to connect your earrings and your bracelets and your necklaces, you know, your fasteners on, you've got a great kit there for £19.95 just with those gemstones.
Absolutely.
And a little bit of wire, and you know, you could create a mountain of jewellery, because each one of those layout bars, I've seen people take them apart and have like 3 in a necklace, 1 in a ring, earrings. You know, one of those little sections could do a whole suite of jewellery with some extra wire and chain.
I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really, really do. Well done to all of you getting it. I mean, you're coming from all over today. Essex County, Durham, Buckinghamshire, South Yorkshire, Cleveland, Greater Manchester, Bristol, Hampshire, Yorkshire, Cardiff, Kent. There's so many of you. Honestly, your name's just going blink, 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 blink. and they're all changing places. Well done to all of you coming in and getting those. That is a very, very special treat of a deal. And like I said, we only dropped that price point. We were expecting to go more. Our guidelines were to go more, but we realised we had a better quantity than we originally thought. So we gave you an extra deal there, essentially. We didn't have to, but we gave it to you anyway. I honestly think you've got yourself an absolute treat there. I'm over the moon for all of you. In particular, as we get even more creativity from the lovely Fleur today. I didn't say 1995 because I didn't know before the show when we first spoke to you. So just even more now, aren't you?
I think if you'd have said it was $27.95, I'd have been, wow, that's an amazing price for what you get in that kit.
Yeah. I'm absolutely blown away for all of you getting it. If you want to make an order on this, it's 0800 644 655. And don't forget for me that if you make a note of today's date whilst you're ordering this and today's time, so we're looking sort of how many hours into the show? 3 hours, 20 minutes approximately into the show. Make a little note of that so that when you get this order through in a few days, you'll be able to watch back on the demonstrations and make along at home. So do make sure you're doing that because it's a great way of kind of inspiring yourself. Or you might just be able to lock it in and then you don't even have to kind of watch back if you don't need to. $19.95 is a great deal on this, I have to say, for your chain spotting collection. I do have a few more jump rings coming up, more treats coming up for you today. So do make sure you're staying tuned. And as we said, today was a challenge show. So I haven't got kind of made up jewellery as of yet to show you, but Fleur has been working on pieces and we will show you them at the end. And we are going to have a demonstration right now. What are we going to be looking at, Fleur, my love?
So, it goes against what I said on the first kit, that the titles of the kit sway me in what I'm going to make. It was these layout bars that swayed me in what I was going to make this time, because I wanted to emulate with these bars what I could do with chainmail. So straight away I wanted to have a real high impact, almost catwalk style piece, you know, a larger piece of chainmail, or a larger necklace if you like. So I looked at the bars and I thought they would be amazing to shoulder a piece of chainmail that's exactly the same. So the way that I was thinking to create a necklace was to create this, so these would sit on the collarbones and then have the chainmail in the middle. So we're going to show you.
Absolutely love that already. I mean, I'm head over heels already with that.
And this is, I don't tend to create pieces in one go. I tend to create sections because, like we said before, sometimes what you think in your eye, because I can't draw, so I can't draw out my designs. I can't draw a stick man, doesn't even look like a stick man. So for me, I have to almost make jigsaw pieces and then piece it together as I'm going. So what I tend to do is I've made these other little sections of chainmail here as well. I thought, well, how can I connect those in together to, you know, to bring it in with everything else? So the carnelians will sit either side of these chainmail. That one's just gone a bit, there we go. So this is called the cross weave, and this is on the Projects DVD, but we're going to go through it again anyway. So I just thought if I could start to create a chain that was, because obviously this is quite a large focal point. So with this, whereas we wanted a slimmer chain for the other piece that we did in the first kit, I wanted quite a chunkier chain for this, so it balanced it out nicely. Because a lot of it's to do with balance when you're making jewellery. It's, you know, if you have a really large focal piece and then really fine chain coming off, it doesn't balance, so you need something to emulate the front along the sides.
I see.
And this isn't like a bracelet that's going to spin around, because this will sit where it's supposed to sit. So these are all the components that I've made so far to add into this one necklace. And like I say, this is going to be a bit of a showstopper necklace. It's probably one I would wear this with a nice maxi dress, you know, on an evening when you've had a nice tan. Well, as we were talking earlier, I don't tan.
Yeah, apparently Fleur does not tan at all.
I start off the year blue.
Yeah.
And then I go red when I burn.
Yeah.
And then I go white. And then I go back blue.
to blue.
I'm very patriotic.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I'm perfectly English in that way. So this is what the finished necklace will look like.
Okay.
And like I say, if now I don't like what I've made, I haven't connected it all together. So what I can do is I can take sections out and decide that maybe I don't want, you know, maybe 2 pieces of the jasper, all the jasper pieces together are too much. So I just take a few sections off and make them smaller, or I can hang them down off of the centre chainmail section.
That's a nice idea as well.
So there's lots of, if you make components and then put it together, there's a lot more versatility within your design.
Okay.
So we're going to start by learning this little section here of, it's called European 4-in-1, and
Fab.
this is just an inverted section of it.
So we're going to learn how to create that piece now. Just quickly, I need to let you know that we are desperately low now in quantity on that kit. So I'm very quickly, so I don't have to interrupt, as it were, bring you these beautiful 17mm jump rings with this gorgeous amount of texture. It's almost got a Mobius ring kind of look to it, actually, and they are solid, as you can see. A really beautiful look with these. Gold colour over the top of your copper, and these are your twist link jump rings. You could use these in your designs if it requires a closed jump ring. You can of course use these in your wire work. I quite like the idea of doing a really dainty with those $3.95 emerald nuggets I did before. Really dainty tree of life in the centre of that.
Beautiful.
Really cute. Your frame's there done for you. I think that'd be really, really pretty. And because if you use gold wire, it's going to tie in nicely. You could do so much with designs and looks like this. So do add it to your order. 17mm your price point. It's just $3.95 for you, and you're getting a big amount of those as well, 10 in total. I quite like them as a demi ring.
I was going to say they look really nice like that.
Really
but they're
cute.
great. I don't know if anybody's seen Claire's. She makes like a little wreath, and she makes a circle to start with, and then like gizmo coils and puts gemstones on them and builds it from the centre
outwards. Yeah.
That would be a great centre to one of
Perfect
those and have
place.
a beautiful pendant.
$3.95. Get involved whilst you can. Right, Flo, we're with you to learn how to do the graduated kind of down section.
So European 4-in-1 is the original European armour. So this is, because you can see it's just like fabric. So it moves, and this is what they used to make their armour from. So it's the original weave. So this is where it all started, really. So to make that, what we need is we need the 6mm jump rings. And we're going to need about half of them open and about half of them closed. I've still got quite a few jump rings left, just even from creating that one section. So I've just taken 1 open jump ring and I've added 4 closed jump rings onto there.
Okay.
I'm going to split them into a pair. Now this centre jump ring is going to dictate which way I'm going to go. So as I lay it on my board, I'm going to just put 2 pairs together. This centre jump ring now is facing across to my right. Because I'm right-handed, I'm going to go across to my right. So I've got my 2 pairs, which I separated before. I'm going to slide the top one further down. So I create this sort of look. So it's like a little start of like the that car symbol, or
I
the
know
rings,
what you mean.
know,
Yeah,
that
I see what
kind
you
of
mean. Yeah.
So I've now got, in effect, a top row at the top, a bottom row, and then this centre row in the green.
So the centre row needs to be pointing in the direction that you work in.
Yeah.
So can I be a pain?
Yeah, of course you
I'm a
can.
lefty, so would I do it that way?
And then you'd have to
then
push
flip those over.
those over, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're left-handed, if we just start it and do it.
Yeah.
So left-handed, we would do that way.
That way.
So can you see the top of the jump ring is now pointing upwards?
Yeah, it's sitting
It's
up.
sitting up. So it's almost like telling you which way to go.
It's like launch pad this
Yes,
way.
That's it. That way.
Got you. Okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's how you're going to dictate which way you're going. So if you're
Brilliant.
left, a lot of people that are left-handed though chainmail with their right hand. So it's whatever works for you. A lot of left-handed people don't realise they predominantly use their right hand with their pliers more.
I see.
So I had to teach
Whatever
myself
works for you.
left-handed because the amount of chainmail I do, it started to ache in my wrist a
wrist,
little bit.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I just taught myself how to chainmail.
So
with
you're
my left hand.
chainmail ambidextrous.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can do with both hands.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Although I
Can't
sweep.
write?
No. When I used to work with the horses, I could sweep left-handed as well.
Sweeping
That's my
and
talent.
chainmail left
That's my
hand. If you
talent.
need it, Flo's
Yeah.
here for you.
Yeah.
Brill.
So I'm going to start off with those 5 jump rings with this centred green jump ring facing the way that I go. Now it's called European 4-in-1 because that one there is attached 4 jump rings together. So I need my next open jump ring, and this one's got to attach 4 jump rings together. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to come down through this top end jump ring and up through the bottom jump ring. Now we never touch the one in the middle, but it will naturally sit underneath. So if you just see, I've just gone down through the top one and up through the bottom one, and it's now sat underneath the one that I previously put on.
I can see that, yeah.
So it's sitting there. So I've now got 2 jump rings in place, but because it's 4-in-1, I need another 2 jump rings on there. So if you always keep thinking, I've got 2 in place, I need another 2. So before we close this one, I'm going to add 1 to the bottom and 1 to the top and close that one up. Okay. So as you can see now, the one that I've just added is sitting underneath the previous one, but the 2 closed ones that I added are sitting on top. So the one that you're gonna, the open jump ring all the time sits underneath, and the closed jump rings sit on top. So I'm going to take my next open jump ring, I'm going to come down through the top, top row, sorry, and it'll naturally go underneath this next green jump ring, and then come up through the bottom. Okay. So we still know we're going this way because that green line is still travelling across to the right. If I pick this up as well, this will stay. If I just pick that up, it will stay in its same formation. So you can see there it's stayed in its same formation. Okay. Now if I get this line going the wrong way, so if I pop it back down, so if I then decide that I'm going to be left-handed but I haven't turned it over, if I turn it that way, so I'm now in effect going to be left-handed because that centre row is facing to the left. But if I put this jump ring onto the right side and pick it up,
flop,
it goes together as a pair. So you know you've got the wrong end. So you can see it's not holding its form. So that's how you know that you've got the wrong end and the spine facing the wrong way.
Got you. We've had people texting about this. Just don't forget, no question too big or too small, honestly. 60777, so you text to the JM Studio. What's those jump rings can you use to make this weave, please?
So with this weave, you can do all the size of jump rings that we do at Jewellery Maker, from 5mm up to your 9mm outer diameter jump rings, and you'll just get a different look. So if you can just see on mine, you can see the difference with the really large jump rings. You can see it's a lot more open. So there's no set rule with this because we don't do a smaller jump ring than a 5mm. What you can't do with a 5mm outer diameter jump rings is you can't add rows. So if you just want to do one strip of this and then put a gemstone to connect the rows together, you can do that, no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Brilliant. Hope that helped. Do feel free to get in touch with us. We love hearing from you. Even if it's what your plans for the weekend are. You going to a wedding? Let us know. We'll say hello to you all.
So what you can do, once you get a little bit more comfortable with this weave, you can create it just a little bit faster by adding your 2 closed jump rings onto your open jump ring before you start. So I've added my 2 closed
speed weaving.
That's it. So now all I'm going to do is go up, down through the bottom, up through the top, and close, and then all I need to do is just flip that 1 jump ring over. So I'm just going to add 1 more in, and then we'll go on to the next row. So again, exactly the same, down through the top, up through the bottom, and that one's just needs to close a little bit more. And then add my 2 closed jump rings. So you do this the length of your triangle that you wanted. Now what you do have to be careful with chainmail, if you go any longer, can I just measure that quickly?
Of course you can.
It's about 2 inches. If you go any longer, when it sits in a necklace, it will start to collapse in on itself, like the one that I'm wearing, because it's folded over. Because it's like a fabric. This kind of chainmail acts like a fabric. So if you try and do 2 longer pieces, it will collapse in like that. Okay, so you just need to be a little bit more aware. But if you do it a little bit too long, you just take the few rows off. It's no problem.
Of course you can.
So,
or if you really hated it, surely you could just thread wire through the top or something.
Yeah, you could. You could just put. I mean, I've done one of these with memory wire and just popped it onto a memory wire piece, and then you could add in all your pieces with memory wire and have a real nice torque necklace with it.
Just whilst you're talking us through this, I need to let you know we're about to sell out of the other piece that we've just had, those gorgeous jump rings on screen as well. So I'm going to quickly bring you in this chain. Chain and chainmail, surely match made in heaven.
Yeah, definitely.
What we have here is your really beautiful antique copper plated brass chain, and it has this wonderful kind of filigree brass link that you have here with those interconnected loops. It's very kind of high-end, I think, handbag maker kind of chain when I look at these. It's a really wonderful brass that we have at the base of this, at the heart of this, if you will. And the great thing about that is it's nice and weighty and durable. It's a really nice, weighty, durable metal. It's not like when you get an aluminium chain, which can feel kind of feather-like, really. It can feel so light, because obviously, like we said before, it's you know, tin foil. It's what you cans come in, you know, with your bottles of pop, your cans of pop. This is brass, so really nice and durable. And just to let you know, you've got a big amount as well. You've got 5 meters worth of this in total. Well, if you're thinking average necklace for a whole necklace, about 42 to 45 centimeters worth, you've got enough to make yourself 10 necklaces and have some left over with this. Therefore, for 10 necklace worths, this price is great. But it's going to get better. Ladies and gentlemen, your price point today is rolling down. If you want to treat yourself to this, do so. It's going to go great with your chainmail and more. £14.95 for enough here for you to be able to make about 10 of those beautiful simple necklaces. But it's not only just for that, you're getting a strand of genuine gemstones as well included in that price point. £14.95 for the chain and this strand of your heart-shaped carnelians. Now, for the design you're doing, this type of shape and this sort of colour is perfect.
Absolutely perfect, yeah. So I could, instead of doing my rondelles, I could have a heart shape. I could put the hearts together like they are there on their side, and then emulate the shape of the jasper with the chain. So to elongate, you know, to bring the chain down, so measure the chain against each of your bars, and then emulate it with the chain. So
That's
you could have a
chain
section as well. So just measure each section of chain, and because you've got that open link in between each section of chain, that the larger one, you can attach in your jump rings, no problem at all, to connect it all together.
Fantastic.
I've never seen this. It's an absolutely beautiful.
It is a stunner of a chain, and to be able to pair it with that natural carnelian as well, which is mammoth. It's over 200 carats worth we've got on there. A really great opportunity. Just £14.95. I've got to say how it sits there as well when it's open. It almost looks like lace crochet.
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful.
Just thinking to do a Debbie Bulford style tassel.
Yes.
Just a simple chain necklace, one carnelian heart, and then a tassel coming underneath.
Just loads of them.
Yeah.
Love that idea. Yeah. And what I will say as well is, when you're buying chain, always look at always think about what ideas you have in mind and whether or not it will be appropriate, because sometimes you might think charm bracelets, in particular as a new person, charm bracelets, great idea, but actually certain chains are very difficult or even won't allow you to do something like that. This one will, and it'll even guide it out for you, because the larger loops are so evenly spaced and large enough for you to add those charms on. Treat yourself whilst you can, just £14.95. Well done, everyone. Okay, thank you very much for letting me do that, Flo.
No problem.
So, back to you.
So we're now going to add on our next row, but because we want to bring it down each time, so we come down to a V, we're now going to, the very first jump ring that we add in, because we remember that each one adds 4, we're going to add 3 to this jump ring and 3 on the end, and that will then bring it down into this V section.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take my first open jump ring, okay, and I'm just going to pop it under the first 2 jump rings.
Okay.
Just under the first 2. So I've now got my first jump ring in place. So this row is going to emulate what the green row's doing. So I've got 2 in place. I know that I don't need 4 because I'm going to reduce down, so I need 3. So I've got 2. I'm going to add 1 jump ring in and close. So that's the only difference now at the beginning and at the end, is that you're just going to add that 1 jump ring in place. Okay, so my next jump ring now is going to attach to 4 jump rings again. So I take my next open jump ring, I'm going to come down through that loose one that I've just added. Let's just spin you, there you go. So down through that loose one, so that's my first jump ring in place. Now can you see on that, can you remember the very first look of that 4 and the 1 holding it together? So I've got my first one in place. I'm now going to attach it to its opposite pair, okay? So up, underneath, again, just going underneath that central row, which is still pointing the way that I'm going. So that's now attached to my second jump ring. Now to be able to move along and add my 3 and 4 in, this is my number 3 jump ring there. So I'd move along into the number 3 jump ring. I've now got 3 jump rings held in place. I now need 1 more for my 4, and that's the one that we put on loose. Okay, and close. So now I'm going to move along to my next one. So I take my next open jump ring. So the 4 jump rings that I'm going to add are this one here at the bottom. Its opposite partner, the one along, and then a loose one. So the next one will look like that. So so if you ever get confused where it's going to go, just pop your loose jump ring on top of the one previous. You can then see the 4 that you have to connect.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my loose jump ring, my open jump ring, go down through that loose jump ring that we've added that was closed, up to the one above it, across to the very next one so that we've moved along, add my loose jump ring, and close. And this is quite a quick weave to create because you're only adding in a few open jump rings and the majority of them are closed or already in place. So my next one's going to go in, so it's going to go down through the loose jump ring, up to the one opposite, across, and before I close, the last one. And then with the very last jump ring, we go back to only adding 3. So my 3 are already there. So if I just space that out there, my 3 are already there. So it's this last one here, and then these 2. If I was to add another loose one on, it wouldn't reduce down. So I don't add anything on, I just connect those last 3 together. So underneath, and then through the very last 2, and close. So that's so in effect, you've added 2 rows because we've added 1 row of the open jump rings and 1 row of the closed jump rings. Okay, so now the next row that we do is quite simple because we have only got a few jump rings to add in.
Okay.
So I'm now going to go again, my open jump ring. The first one only has to have 3, so that's the first one. That's the second one. And then add my closed jump ring on.
Yeah.
And close. I now only need one that's got all of them on together, so 4 if you like.
Yeah.
So down through that first one, up through the second, along to the third, and then my last one, 4th, and close. And then my very last jump ring is just going to connect into those last 3. So you can see the 3 again. So you can see how I started with 5, I'm now going to get 3 in this row. So then I go down through the last jump ring, and then just attach the very last 2 and close. And now all I've got left is 2 jump rings at the end. Let me just move it up a little bit. 2 jump rings at the end that I can now take my final open jump ring and just connect those together. So you can see how quickly and with very few jump rings you can create that V shape.
A dynamic and dramatic look. That is so beautiful in its effect. And actually, again, it's one of those, you look at it and go, oh, well, I won't be able to do that. But actually, simple, step by step, and it always tells you where you need to go.
Yeah, it just tells you, if you just remember that each of your open jump rings has to attach 4 jump rings together apart from the very ends of the rows. Because if you were to attach the 4th one onto these 2 rows, you would just get a sheet of chainmail. So you would just end up just coming down with the same width all the way across. So by just taking those last 2 off, it reduces it down into a point.
I think that is an absolute beautiful look and design, and I have something that maybe you could do a mini version of something similar to that with. White gold.
Wow.
White gold is one of the most precious metals in the world, and it's also one of the most durable. It's one that will last and last and last and work and work and work for you. Silver itself, although the look is similar, silver itself can essentially change its colour. Silver itself will age over time, it can oxidise, and it is something which in itself can change in appearance relatively quickly. White gold is so much more durable, and of course, because of its rarity and more, so much rarer. What do you think of these 9-carat white gold jump rings, please?
These are, well, they're the highest end well, apart from platinum, but they're the highest end that we've got here, aren't they?
You're
the
right.
9 carat gold
Yeah, you're
with
right.
the white, and I think white gold's really beautiful because I don't like the yellow gold for me personally because I'm pale.
Yeah.
I prefer white gold and silver. So
Yeah.
for me to be able to create a piece of white gold chainmail would be out of this world for me. That would be one for me.
Special.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
One for you to be able to keep
Yeah.
and treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, if you too class yourself as a silver girl, because I do as well, then why not give white gold a go, because it's extremely precious and that silver-less colour will last and last and last. Your price point today, ladies and gents, is going to be dropped for the first ever time. I didn't know we were going to be doing this today. I didn't know we were going to be dropping it. And my producer Toby went, neither did I until about 3 seconds ago. He's just decided first price drop ever on our 9 carat white gold collection. That is exceptional. That is so impressive. Already the price point was very, very special because the research I've done, when you're looking at buying white gold jump rings, for usually they're selling one.
Yeah.
One individually, and the start price for the white gold I found on the internet just a few days ago was was it £4? I can't remember what I said. Was it £4.50 or £5 for just one
of them?
And it wasn't this large. I do hasten to add. It was something like a 3 mil. This is exceptional, isn't it?
It is. And again, going back to like we were saying about the gold plated ones, you can't buy the wire to create them, and to create jump rings in gold is a lot more difficult to create than in sterling silver because it's a different kind of metal, so it needs polishing. You know, there's a lot more processes to go into making these jump rings than say a plated or a sterling silver one.
Yeah. Really exceptional opportunity, very low price point on these indeed, literally never been dropped to a price like that before. So if you do want to get these at a very affordable price point, £24.95, we're going to do rose gold for you now. And these again are genuine real deal 9 carat rose gold that we have here for you. What do you like about rose gold?
It's warming, isn't it? It's very warm, and it really lends itself to like the more earthier colours as well with the gemstones, like a green, like the emeralds.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
emeralds
Yeah,
and
yeah.
rose gold for me look absolutely beautiful together, and it gives it that luxury because it's rose gold at the moment is everywhere, isn't it? Thanks to
All over.
that gentleman that did the watch.
Yeah.
Everything now is rose gold, and it's deemed as the one that everybody wants. So you've got to have them to keep up with the trend.
Keep up with the trend, keep up with your market, and if you want to get them, now's your opportunity. Rose gold today, ladies and gentlemen, pack of 10. Again, I've just heard the word should. Should be. We're going to roll these down for you again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know any friends who need precious metals, get in touch with them now. Wow. Because that price, or this quantity, ain't going to be lasting forever. $19.95.
And you only need 3 for a Mobius ring.
3 for a Mobius ring.
Yeah. You need 3 jump rings to create a Mobius ring. You got a pair of earrings.
That is a sensational opportunity. Now, this is obviously a larger design and larger idea, but this is what we mean by your Mobius ring. Wow. Just 3 of these, you'll be able to create a more simplistic look like this to this.
Well, you could add more in. You could add 5 in each one and create more of a vortex like this. So you create that knot almost rather than a Mobius ring.
Yeah.
So and then just pop them onto your shepherd's hooks, and you've got a pair of gold earrings.
Is, wow, isn't it?
And I don't know how much the shepherd's hooks are, but I know what I'd be selling those for. If they were pure gold, they would be up near the £50–60
mark.
Yeah.
That is an exceptional deal. It truly is. Well done, absolutely everybody getting their hands on that rose gold. Final opportunity though at that price. And don't forget, if you're watching on the repeat, so important you check out. I'm now going to bring you individually again, which we don't always get to see, gold jump rings. And yes, I mean gold, the go-to gold, as it were. You've got your yellow gold here. These ones, again, very sizable, a lot of precious metal in these. And still, even though it is a precious metal and it is harder to create, we've still been able to get that gorgeous finish on these. We've really been able to get that gorgeous finish on these ones. Still a lovely kind of closure on these ones. If you want to treat yourself now, you can, ladies and gentlemen. Your price point today for 9 carat gold should be... I'm not used to saying that when real deal solid precious metal comes on. 9 carat gold, bearing in mind, gold, one of the rarest, one of the most expensive metals to be able to own. Oh, wow. And again, £19.95 for you today. That is exceptional.
You could do the white gold and the yellow gold Mobius ring. So you've got a... Because chainmail is a 3D look to it.
Yeah.
If I just recreate it in these.
Yeah,
quickly.
go ahead. Yeah, do. This is what we're talking about with the Mobius ring.
Yeah. If I just pop another gold one in there, you can see that by attaching just one different colour in the middle, you can see how that green will spiral around.
Yeah.
If I turn that over, you'll see, you get, wherever it moves in your ear, you'll get that different flash of gold coming through.
Love that.
If I was to put another green jump ring in, you get an equal amount of gold and silver. If you imagine that these were gold and silver together.
Yeah.
So there you go, you could get the two different looks with a gold and a silver, it's not gold and silver, gold
and rose gold,
yeah.
Sort of gold and white gold.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to connect them to your earrings, you could use the smaller rose gold ones.
Love that idea.
You could attach all 3 of them in, and you've got that famous Russian wedding band look.
Yes, I think that is such a great idea. And you saw how quick that was to whip up a Mobius ring. Takes you literally moments.
Yeah.
And look at how great the colours go together as well on these ones. These are your 6 mil is your size on these, and the wire itself is your 0.8. So look how great they go together. Imagine that in a Mobius design. That's going to be so high-ended.
Or even just on a silver chain. Or a gold, if you've got the gold chain, just to attach them onto there, like that famous, there is a necklace, if you look at some of the old department stores of London, they do a necklace where they just have three rings on there, 2 yellow gold and 1 white gold in the middle.
Just really simply done and dusted. Fleur, thank you so much for showing us that. I'm going to let you carry on and put your pieces together.
No problem.
Because we're going to be back with Fleur later on to see her kind of finished pieces, as it were, because today has been challenge kit for lovely Fleur. So I'm going to leave Fleur to carry on with those ones, and I'm now going to head on over. I'll leave me, Brianna. I'm going to head on over to bring you really quickly, just before we get into our final break of the afternoon, a lovely strand. It's about to fall over. Don't break the tableau. Oh, could you imagine? Okay, so white pearls I'm bringing to you now, and I need to forewarn, it is limited stock on these ones. I showed you them alongside my white pearls earlier on, and I have to say they're going to go great with that deal of the day I'm going to remind you of a little bit later on. Lovely but low stock opportunity pearls here, and they are just captivating. Take a little look. Wow! Look at the luxurious appeal of these. You have got here your pearl ovals, ladies and gentlemen. 14 by 10 is your size on these, and they are drilled at the essentially longest point, so you get a real nice direction to these. If you just pop them on a head pin, you're done and dusty with a gorgeous pair of earrings there, aren't you? What you have with these, loads of you absolutely flying in for these, and is it because Tobe's got his arrows out? That means he's taken the price down on these, ladies and gentlemen. It's extremely limited stock, so you do have to be quick whilst you can. I've got less than 50 available. White freshwater pearl ovals, 14 by 10. Wonderful lustrous appeal to these, and by the looks of all you checking it out, a wonderful price as well. and it is £6.95 for you on these. A really unusual shape, not something we get to see often, but you can use these in very much the same way you would use your more traditional shapes and styles of pearls. So, or you can go absolutely wild with them if you so wish to as well. A really special opportunity, and don't forget, because they are so beautiful and high-end, they would pair up amazingly with the sterling silver gold-plated jump rings I did for you earlier on. I'll give you 19 left now, okay, so you do have to be extremely quick. After the break, I have so much more coming up for you. I've got the reminder of that deal of the day, as I said, and I've also got these magical, mystical coated carnelian coming up. £6.95 on those pearls whilst you can. Well done to everyone, over allocated at this point. Now, I've got loads more coming up for you, like I said, the carnelian. I've got that beautiful sapphire as well. And right there at the end, I'm seeing a graded Rhodolite. Loads more to come. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. Because sometimes you look at something that you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it and you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional, I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis, and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them and you are part of their family, you're part of their, their community.
Deal of the day is an opportunity for us to bring you something really special to enjoy. And I know a lot of you have already.
but I'm going to give you a second chance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your deal of the day. Coming in for you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, blue sapphire plain rounds I have for you here, and this has to be one of truly the most workable, luxurious deal of the days we've ever had. Totally an absolutely natural strand we have here for you. I am so in love with this, and I say I know you are too because a lot of you have already purchased it. Some people in the workshop even were on instantly getting these. Alison Tarry, our very own guest designer herself, bought 3. I don't know if I was meant to say that, but she did. Because essentially she was just clicking, and then she went, I could take them down, but I won't. So she treated herself to 3 of these today, and I'm not surprised. Just look at the beauty on these. What a wondrous strand of stunning blue sapphire. Not only is it workable in the sense that it's round, and we don't get to see rounds so often, and on sapphire, which means that maybe to beginners it's not as accessible as we might want. Rounds are ones that we go for time and time again often when we are working as a beginner, because it's something very, very workable. But another thing that I love about this is that what you have here is that true archetypal blue of a sapphire. Sometimes with sapphire you can get such a mammoth range, you really, really can, in kind of the tonality of them themselves, but you do not often get such a purity of tone and of hue to pieces like this. It just doesn't happen often. You'll often have quite shaded areas. You'll often have areas whereby it'll almost be a sky blue actually, whereas these totally even across. And we've got that without any extra help because they're natural. We haven't done anything extra to these. We haven't dyed them, we haven't added a coating, we haven't injected them with a dyed glass, which happens a lot to sapphire. A lot of sapphire in the market will have that happening to it. We haven't done any of that at all. We've just brought it to you in this stunning, real deal, natural quality. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I have here is not something we get to see often at all, and realistically I was shocked this morning when I saw the price point, because I understand that for a natural sapphire we will expect to pay more. For an unusual shape we don't see often, we will expect to pay more. And also, when we've got such a high-end gemstone which has had a resurgence recently due to the Queen's 90th birthday and due to it being very much an iconic royal stone. It's the stone that's referred to currently as having the Kate Middleton effect. Because of that, it has had a resurgence, so I most certainly didn't expect the price for this when the rest of the market that I've seen of late is going up. Price point today was just £39.95, and I'll tell you why I was blown away by that, because look, on our own website we have done the best of the best on this. We have beaten ourselves even on this one. Let me show you how many sapphire rounds we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I had to think about that because if you look, my final 3 on here are sapphire blue quartzite, so it's talking about the colour, they're not sapphire, but 1, 2, 3 of those. You've actually got 5 on our website at the moment, and none of the prices are anywhere near the price that we've seen on screen. Probably your closest is going to be the ruby and sapphire, but again, you've got a lot of different mixtures of shades in there, and it's an extra £10 on top. For this amount of evenness,
richness, that amount of beauty, that amount of symmetry actually within the strand, and the workability of around, that price point is astonishing. Since coming back from the break, I haven't said hello to her yet. If my wonderful guest designer is not afraid to work with high-end gemstones, if she was a flower, she'd be French. It's Blair. Hello, lovely.
Yeah, love.
Blue sapphire in a round strand like this. I mean, how often do we get to see it?
Not very often at all. And for somebody like myself, it makes historic jewellery. Historically, gemstones were never faceted. Not, because I make quite a lot of like middle-aged, sort of like the Elizabethan style of jewellery. Yes. So a lot of pearl, a lot of garnet. But if I can get a strand that's unfaceted, it makes my job so much easier because it's more true to that style, because faceting wasn't around then. No. So for me, this is absolutely perfect for my designs. Yeah. And they're a great size to work with chainmail as well. Like we put the little pearl on the end of that chainmail bracelet, you could do that with these as well. So either with a gold or a sterling silver, you know, the gold plated or your gold plated sterling silver or pure sterling silver.
Alongside them to really keep that prestige, and this has prestige to me. Is it the same for you?
Yes, definitely, yeah. I mean, I think sapphire was the one that I knew more about when I was little. So if someone said, yeah, 'cause, my mum's engagement ring's a sapphire, so I always knew what sapphire was and what the colour was and that, because I've seen that, and then obviously Princess Diana chose it as her engagement ring as well. So everybody was like born in the mid-70s and like growing up through the 80s. You always knew that as like the gemstone that everybody wanted because she picked it as well.
Because of the the regality connotations with that. £39.95 for you today on this. Go great with those pearls. Just a really quick reminder, just because Fleur mentioned kind of the regality of the pearls and sapphire, I think they go great together. We had these ones on for you earlier, took them to a shocker of a price, I think anyway, for those natural coloured pearls at $14.95. They were, what a pairing that is, how high end. So do treat yourself to those whilst you can. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's lovely to see you today, and I just want to take this time to say big congratulations for anyone who got the deal of the day earlier or just now, because that is kind of the crowning glory, I would say, of a lot of your collection. So congratulations. To get such a workable natural strand like that is bob on, as my mum would say. Okay, Poppet, what did you say, lovely Toby? My producer Toby is saying we've got some Rhodolite Garnet. Oh, wow. Are they together? No? Wow. Okay. Rhodolite Garnet, I'm looking at it now. And, you know, with a lot of garnet, I'll just expect to see, in particular in these lights, almost like a black colour, almost like that'll hit you first and then you'll kind of see a red. The quality of this Rhodolite Garnet is so intense that the first colour I'm seeing sat at this angle, due to the axis at which these gems are cut and the angle that the light's hitting them, the first colour I see is like purple. Have a little look at this. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore it. It's juicy, it's sumptuous, and it's got that added sparkle. Oh, film day, this is perfect for it, because look, you've got that red carpet colour and that paparazzi flash bulb effect on your Rhodolite Garnet. Totally natural to get those purple light colours, totally natural. We haven't added that on at all. It's something real deal, low quantity. Oh, wow. We have to show you this price just to be your breath taken away. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, because that price is going lower and I can't actually believe it. Gosh, that actually hurts my eyes. I 30 left of these now, because people are checking out, being absolutely blown away by the fact that you have got a Rhodolite Garnet with such a great amount of colour, such a great amount of quality, that actually you could see purple sparkling through these. And at £8.95, I would never have expected something like that.
Never. I think Garnet's one of the only gemstones you can get lost into it, because you can see right through it.
Yes.
You can't see through it, but you get lost into the colours.
Yes, you can.
And it's like, I don't know, it's just beautiful. It's one of my favourite gemstones.
What an absolute amazing quality of a strand. If you've not seen a rhodolite that will give you kind of nudges towards those purpley hues, get this home. It's 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions, no quibbles. Don't love it? Send it back. We're not going to make you do an IQ test or a dot-to-dot or one of those karma colours. We will just get your money back to you if you send your strand back. What a great deal that is for you at £8.95. Low D treating yourself. You are true connoisseurs and bargain hunters in one. Can you get any better? Well done, everybody. I want to show you it with the one, we're still doing them back to back. I want to show you it with the one we're bringing to you, come back to back with it, because as a creative, I'm one of those people who, when I'm getting an idea in mind, I will wish to tell a story. I am a crafter myself, I always have been, and that is, I am completely and absolutely kind of the definition, I would say, of someone who gets inspired constantly by so many things around. And then often when I'm trying to make something, I have to translate that in my own mind, in my own manner. And when I see strands like this together, it makes it easy for me. Because for me, let's say it's like the... let's say it's like a song, okay? Let's imagine it's like a song. What I've got here with this shape is I've got the kind of melody. I've got the kind of element that runs through, the element that ties it all in together. And then these points are like the kind of chorus, the kind of beat, the kind of bit that you click your fingers to, the bit you know the words to, if that makes sense. Because these are like the hook. These are the bit that kind of drive you. These are the bit that grab the attention, that tell the story, that say, because of their direction, look at this section. So with this, I've got an entire collection there for me to be able to work with really easily. And for an entire collection, this price doesn't really make sense. £3.95 to be able to make yourself an entire workable, easy, almost narrative piece, actually is the word I've been looking for, at just £3.95 to add this, the kind of hook, the kind of chorus section to it for you. Because with a drop like this, with those gorgeous domes around the base, it draws the eye. You almost use it, artists do it a lot, they'll do it a lot with directional sways of brushes to draw your eye into a certain part. That's the type of thing this does for me. And at £3.95, what a way to catch your eye at home. That is for a genuine, real deal, natural, hasten to add, Rhodolite Garnet regular drops that we have here for you. Do add them to your order whilst you can. It's only £2.95, post your packaging all day. All you have to do is ring us 0800 644 655. Press option 1, you'll get through to our call centre. And if you do get in a queue, don't worry, because the cold music's lovely. Really is. It's really nice. It's quite hypnotic. It is. Well, I can't think of it off the top of my head now, but whenever I am on hold, because I, like you, see something like, bang, 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 quick, 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 quick. It's quite like, You kind of end up chilled out and they answer the phone and you feel a little bit like, oh, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get in on a queue. Let's sort of queue out and then we can all experience it. £3.95 for you today on this one. Well done to you all. YAGK 30 is your code at the top of the screen if you want to make a note of that, and you can call in a bit. £3.95. Well done to you all. All right, this is something which we were very kind of last minute to know about. This is something which we realistically didn't expect to be able to bring to you today. It's extremely low quantity, so if you love real turquoise, now's your opportunity. Come on in and get your hands on this total stunner of a strand, because when you're looking at this, it's like a stunning summer's day. It's like being by the most glorious pool, and today with this you really can dive in, because with these colours you can tell that really when you dive in, the water's warm. I absolutely love. Do you see what I mean about almost those Maldivian warm water blues? That literal turquoise colour shining through. Sleeping Beauty turquoise. the mine itself, the closure, when the closure of this mine happened, the gem world went loopy, is the best way I could describe it. When the mine of your Sleeping Beauty closed down, the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, so named because of the mountainous range in which it comes from in the United States, and now it looks like essentially Sleeping Beauty when she's laid at rest before true love's kiss. When you're getting it, when the mine there closed down, there was absolute outrage. There was complete uproar in the gemstone community because it was such a valuable gem that because the closures were kind of imminent, we kind of knew it was going to happen. They promoted the gemstone so much, there was such a big market there, and then one day it was just, no, we've closed this down. When that happened, realistically, it was I would say one of the more dramatic things to happen in the gemstone world and in mine closures over the last few years. It's understandable why there was a closure, because the yields were not great enough for kind of demand and for the amount of money and time that it cost for the mines to stay open. But you can understand why the demand was there, because just look at the beauty of this. Look at that freshness of that turquoise colour. Look at the smoothness of that turquoise colour. It really does look like a Maldivian kind of sea or pool scene with these wonderful matrix naturally moving throughout this. I absolutely love this stunning gemstone, flown all the way from us, from Arizona, giving you that purity and definition of colour. If you want to treat yourself to it today, you can treat yourself. Let's get ready whilst we have the opportunity to own Sleeping Beauty turquoise. At £70 for Sleeping Beauty turquoise, you know full well that's good.
Yeah.
But we are going to go lower. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't an opportunity we get every day, every week, even every month. Sleeping Beauty turquoise should have been £70. Today it's just £39.95. That isn't just a drop, that is a price slash. That is a big, big, big drop in the price point on this fleur. I know that turquoise is the one for you. I wonder how I know that. Tell me what you think of this strand from the Sleeping Beauty mine at that price point.
To be able to get it from that mine is, that authenticity card, you know, I'd have 2 or 3 of those because I'd make a suite of jewellery.
Yeah.
The necklace that I'm wearing has used about, say, 3/4 of a strand like that, so I would then make a pair of earrings exactly the same. I think that's an amazing price. I wouldn't have, if you'd have said it was over £100, I don't think, because I have always wanted a piece of Sleeping Beauty turquoise, and then when I saw that we were getting some here, I jumped at the chance and I'd be snapping these ones up. I would be making sure that I had the last of the stock of that mine that's come out, so I can carry on creating those pieces that I know people want time and time again.
Yeah, and they really truly do want time and time again. It's interesting that you keep your pieces, that piece to yourself.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was the most high-end thing. I wanted something, because I make a lot of jewellery for everybody else or to sell, and I don't really make a lot of jewellery and keep it for myself. Either it's for Jewellery Maker here and with kits, or it's commissions, and I wanted to make something for myself that was silver, and I've always loved turquoise. I think it's a real vibrant colour, and I love vibrant colours. So I just knew that would be the gemstone that I wanted.
That you wanted.
Because it's just the colour and the romance that goes with turquoise. Because it's got, if you believe in like the crystal healing part of it, turquoise is one of the highest gemstones that you can get to have the most power, if you believe in that. But if not, it's just a beautiful, stunning gemstone that it can be natural, come out of the ground like that.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? And rightly said, it is natural. It's not even irradiated to get this intense colour. One thing I do need to point out for you, just as a quick reminder, this should have been £70. Essentially. Well, it was at $69.95. So the price drop on that
is exactly £30, isn't it? £30 off Sleeping Beauty turquoise, which when it closed down, the gemstone world were just in uproar. That is an exceptional deal at better, well, way better than a third off the price. You're looking at close to 45%, 40% off. Yeah.
And there is jewellers that only use turquoise and silver.
Correct.
They don't use any other gemstone. And I don't know very many other, you know, well-known jewellers that will only use one gemstone, you know, in the whole of their ranges.
Yes. But it's because of its status, because they know the audience is there and they don't have to branch out.
No. And you know, could you imagine a craft stall full of turquoise?
Oh my gosh. You would stand out.
You would, and everything would be taken.
Yes.
Everything would sell.
You'd stand out and then you'd have to walk out because you'll sell out within moments, probably. Yeah.
But those two together.
And I think with the gold, and it is, I did have genuine gold, 9 carat on in rose gold, white gold and white yellow gold earlier on, but these ones are sterling silver with your gold over the top of them. That, for me, is ancient. That is history. That is beauty. That is the days of Cleopatra, that kind of look, isn't it, for me?
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you've got some, I've got a turquoise bracelet that I put with brown zircon, because it just looked absolutely amazing. So if you've got any smoky quartzes or brown zircons, something like that, the more earthy tones, and put them together and then make it nice and rich with that gold.
Really pop it.
Yeah, stunning.
I need to take this moment again, like I did with the people who got the Sapphire and like I did with the people who got the Amethyst I had really early on in the show. Well done. Well done to you all. What a treasure that you are going to treasure for a long time. Limited stock now. Quantity-wise, very limited stock. With everyone checking out, handful left. Well done to you all who are getting that. Nice work to everyone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bringing something a bit different now. It's the knitted wire that I'm bringing to you. I always think it reminds me of your Viking knit, but you haven't had to do it yourself. I have got 2 sets of your knitted wire, and they all come in separately. I'll just show you the colours together. Pink and a really bright cerise. Sorry, that's your cerise. A really bright orange. Let me just take the orange away so you can see them separately as well. I'm going to bring to you the 2 different colours, and I just want to talk you around them with the hot pink. You'll be able to see that, if I move that back a bit, you've got the silver ball chain running on the inside. This is brand new, not been seen by itself apparently. And you've got that ball chain running through the inside. If you take the ball chain out or pull it back slightly, you could see you get a hollow knitted chain of your wire, which can be, you know, flattened. It can be used in lots of different areas. It's absolutely beautiful in its effect. We've just been told that we're taking this price down even though it's brand new. Are you serious? Why? I love Toby's excuse. Toby's excuse is always really a bit rubbish. He's just going, because I can. Oh my goodness, get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. You can take the ball chain out if you want to, or just, and you get this kind of look, and you can flatten that down, you can kind of put gems in it if you get maybe, those little Labradorite we had earlier might go in there. You can get that kind of look in detail, but if you want to just wear it like this, then you've got the torque style necklace where you could just drape things from these. Treat yourself whilst you can. Your price point today for a metre, to pick them out, £2.95. What happened to the days where £6.95 was our go-to low price and we used to get emails if we didn't? £2.95 for an entire metre's worth. And if I just, as an idea, get these 2 together, because I'll bring you the kind of orange colour on now. I've forgotten how to twist. It's a bit strange. Let me show you those together. What a lovely look. Oh, that is summer, 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 don't you think? Fluff, fluff, fluff.
Yeah, they're my summer colours, those. I'd wear those all year round, actually, because I do love colour.
You do? You're not afraid of a bit of colour, are you?
I'm not afraid of a bit of colour,
I'll be honest, you're not. We're going to bring you the orange ones now. Well done, everyone who got the pink. Excuse me. I said very simple, you know, talk style, take the ball chain out if you wanted to. What would your ideas for someone working with this new, never seen by itself before product be? I would probably use that as anklets and stacker bracelets. And maybe something to do with your hair, you know, because you could wire wrap it into a flower. So just make the loops and then wire wrap it round together and pop it in on a hair slide. Gorgeous idea. Simple. Yeah. To be able to get a really individual look. Yeah, and that pop of colour and lightweight jewellery. Love that. £2.95 again, is my guess. Be awkward if it wasn't, wouldn't it? What if it was $4.95? $2.95 for you today for that hot heat of orange, 1 meter's worth on your knitted wire. Very simple for you to be able to add these and incorporate these into your design. Technically, it's still not a price we're really meant to do, but we're going to today to add a little bit of a film star feel to your film day spectacular, film day spectacular. $2.95, nice work to you all, plenty of multi-buyers on that. Adding it to your order as soon as you can, because let's face it, £2.95 Persian packaging, and with this at $2.95, you may as well get your basket opened whilst you can. Well done, everybody. Add as many as you like, whether it be 2, 3, or 25. It's totally up to you. We have not limited your orders on this today. And yeah, you're right, stacker bracelets and anklets, really beautiful on this. Nice work to every single one of you. Another thing I will mention, if you like a bit of a metallic look like these, what about a kind of metallicized, let's say, gemstone? These coming up in a handful of minutes. These ones are coming up for you. Do stay tuned for that gorgeous Chalcedony. Absolutely love it. Really, really do. They're coming up for you in a bit. Well done, everyone. Okay, let's get moving on. Rondelles. Oh, the pearls. The pearls I've got for you here. Pearl stud earrings. Rondelles. These are half drilled I have for you here, which means that you have, if I show you from the front, you'll be able to see a real nice doming, and then on the back they're flattened and they've got a drill hole through, but they're only halfway through, which means you can't see it from the front. So this is your front side view. This will be the bit you see in the ear, and then a flipperoo will show you there's your drill hole. Now in that drill hole is where you will apply a little bit of glue, and you'll pop that section into it like that. True balancing that, 'cause I won't be able to do it, but that's the look you get. And essentially, you get that lovely dome at the front. Apparently, just been told we might not be able to get these in on your screen. So we might just be tickling your taste buds. We'll try and bring them to you. But this is the kind of detail that you'll get in the ear. What a strange noise. Oh, these are coming up on your screen for you any moment now, ladies and gentlemen. And we were talking earlier about our pearls, and I showed you those black pearls, and these would go great with them, but we can't bring them apparently. I'm so sorry, I don't know what happened. We'll try again later. Right here, right now though, a super special Star Pie. Coated Chalcedony. I've been showing you these a few times today, and I think they're mystical. I think these as kind of maybe I've got Debbie with me on Monday afternoon, and she's going to be doing polymer, and you know she does kind of the polymer face cone, and she does like the animals, and she's shown lots of different shapes and beads before. Imagine doing a polymer clay little fairy design and having these as the wings, because that's exactly what I think of when I look at them. Or dragonfly wings, of course, they'd be great for. Take a little look at these. They are this afternoon's final Star Pie. And I love them. Wow. What a mystical look we have of Chalcedony. Now, Chalcedony is already known for its glow. It gives an abundance of brightness that kind of sits inside the gem a lot of the time. You'll see that more when you get it home and you see this in natural light. You really do get that effect.
what you have with this is essentially such an ancient gemstone, and it's a gem that is believed to essentially have had so many different strengths and powers to it. Now obviously you cannot say that those are definitely real or not, but what I can say is it is something that was referenced in using to create the foundation of New Jerusalem, the city walls within the Bible. And from there, it was said to have been in Aaron's breastplate as well, you know, with the 12 different locations to say the 12 different tribes. It was said to be present in that as well. What we have here is something that even in this present day is said to have a lot of beliefs based around the likes of your crystal healing and the likes of your feng shui, etc. And obviously I can't see any of those things are true. But what I will say is when you look into this, you do see that glow. And with that coating over the top, you've got more of an impact from that luster than you'd normally get. So it is kind of a powerful stone to look at, in particular on this strand, which not only has that lovely lustrous effect externally and that gorgeous inner luster of the brilliance, but also the amount of facets on this is actually really captivating. There's not just one standard facet going all the way around this. You'll be able to see when you look closely on these that there are different elements of facets. If I show you from say any of those ones that kind of are on the thumb area, you can see at the very top you have got your kite-shaped facets at the very, very, very top, kite shape. And then as you go down, I've hit the light on the table there, you've stepped away from that kite shape because you aren't just on the four sides anymore. You've got that beautiful elongated look. And then around the base, you've got the diamond shapes, you can see just as it domes under. And then right onto the base of these ones, you've got that triangular shape that kind of fans into the middle to create this beautiful flower. So really, it's like you've got to form 4 different styles of facet to create this look. So not only have you got inner glow, you've got outer glow with that colouring, and you've got that beautiful glow of the luster due to all those different styles on the facet. What a wonderful strand to be able to own, and you can do it today. MTRU86, your code, your price, just $7.95. For something so individual, so stand out. These, with the pearls I did for you earlier on, would be a mystical match made. Even with the black ones I did for you earlier. Fleur, I've seen you kind of glancing across at these as I've been bringing them. What do you think?
I think they're really unusual because there's I don't think I've ever seen anything that you could, you know, as a comparison, and they'd look beautiful with the sapphire, you know, the is it Deal of the Day, the sapphire, absolutely gorgeous. But clustered together in a bubble star necklace would be really lovely with some sterling silver chain.
Really would, wouldn't it? It would be a beautiful little cluster. Yeah. I've got, let me show you there. These are Sandra made these with our Deal of the Day earlier on. Look at how imagine just one of those maybe slightly draped longer than these sapphire. Yeah. You're right, really they would work.
Really lovely.
They would.
And they go with all the metal types as well, so you could put it with gold and with rose gold because you've got that beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, because of that black drop. And because of the coating on these, it gives almost a different look, doesn't it? Yeah. Like to the actual colour of the gem, if that makes sense. Those 925 gold plated were on earlier for you in 3 different sizes. They are lower in stock now though. Lots of you multi-purchased on this, which is lovely to see. Lots of you texted us in today, which is great. I have this strand. It's stunning, as says Lorna. Sorry, it's quite far away, far away, and I can't really see it. It looks like Lorna. Yes, like a lawnmower. Yeah, close to that. Hello, Lorna. Lovely to see you today. Have you got ideas in mind for this, Lorna? Have you got uses? Lorna, have you been on my Facebook page? Have you seen I've got a competition about inspiration up? If you haven't, go and have a nosy, because these might fit into it. They might do. Hello to Oksana, lovely to see you. Oh, I've got a friend called Oksana, how interesting. I received this strand today. It's truly gorgeous from Oksana. Isn't it an inspirational gem? Isn't it one of those captivating? Obviously, you've already bought it a few days ago, so it's made its way to you. But when you get it home, isn't it really inspirational? And loads of you have that lovely, that pleasure of that to come. So, in particular, you multi-buyers here, you're going to get double whammy of sparkle. At $7.95, I'm blown away by that. Well done to you all. Final star buy of this afternoon for you. So, well done, everyone. Gonna bring to you now a Rhodolite strand. This is a very high-end strand because it's graded. Do you buy graded gemstones, Flo?
When I see them, yeah, definitely.
Tell me why it's important for you.
A bit like what we were saying before about the pure white pearls, you know, without any treatments, because you've got the higher end, haven't you? You got somebody's graded it and classed it as a graded gemstone, you know, so you get a lot more colour with them and the size of them as well, because I don't think I've seen very many that are that size.
Huge.
Yeah, they're big.
Now these are a graded Rhodolite, and you're absolutely bang on. The colour is one of the main reasons for that, and it's because of the amount and the type of purple, the tone of purple, let's say, that you have throughout here. It's completely natural and a one locational gemstone from Russia. AAA grade is basically saying the creme de la creme, the top of the crown, the best you can get. It's essentially saying that you are getting something very, very, very high end. Very, very high end with that beautiful purple, that graded purple. But it's not only the purple hue that's giving you the grading, it's the fact of the amount of texture that's within there as well. Pure purple Rhodolite actually doesn't demand as much of a price point as the highly textured such as these. But another aspect that's giving it that AAA grade, because don't forget, if you're grading something, it's not just on one thing. It's not just about, I don't know, the clarity of it. Say I was to bring you an emerald and the clarity was great, it wouldn't just be AAA graded then, because it might be black. You know, it has to tick a lot of boxes. So with this, it's the likes of the purple hue, it's the likes of the texture, but also it's the likes of the shiller. Now, shiller is so hard to show in the studio on this gem in particular, because the back colour of it is something, the shiller colour and the back colour of it is something that our cameras kind of blot out slightly. I'm going to try, if I just hold a small element to find there, I've got some now to the eye. Whether or not you'll be able to see it, I don't know. But take a little look, see if you can. Oh, I was so close to finding it then. I've got some on the centre gem there. This one here, I've kind of hit it, but I feel like I'm not quite in. There it is. There it is more. Oh no, I had it perfectly then. If I kind of twist it more, it's almost if I twist it faster, you can almost see it a little bit better. But essentially what I'm getting on this strand is a shiller. In fact, you can kind of see it on the one next to it. You see the one I pointed to? You can sort of see it on the one next to it. Can you see that? That shiller is very, if you haven't seen it or you can't see it, it's very similar to the type of shiller you would get with the likes of a moonstone. And again, you have to have a nice even amount of that kind of look on gems to get a good grading, and this absolutely has. Like I say, way easier to see in real life. Do send it back if you're not absolutely chuffed with it. This strand isn't something we get to see often. It is a one locational gemstone, of course, as I've said. It's named after a river. It's named after the Shah River, Shara, and an A, river in Russia, and it's found very close to that. It is one of the only places we can get it. It is extremely rare. If you try and find this, it's very difficult to find out there on the market because it is a singular location. If you want to treat yourself, now is your opportunity. AAA grade at £59.95 to get that carat weight, to get that amount of size, 10 mil you've got on this. For a AAA graded, you have got something special there. For a one locational gem, that is special to be able to get AAA grade of a one locational gem, isn't it?
Definitely. And you'd use them sparingly as well, you know, one as a pendant and with a little bit of wire work around them or chainmail around them. Definitely just I would use one or two, a pair of fur earrings and things like that. But it's like it's got mica. Have you ever seen natural mica? You know, that beautiful shiller? It's like it's got that underneath.
You're right. That is a brilliant description. That is a great description, it is.
I just think I like seraphinite as well, which is like a green version of this, isn't it? It's that got really lovely movement to a gemstone as well, with, you know, just with the colours underneath. Love it.
It really adds interest, and every single one is totally different. You can see that just on this strand. Get it whilst you can, ladies and gentlemen. Your price point today on this is exceptional at £59.95. WAPO29 is your code on this. We're going to move on really quickly because I've got 20 minutes left and I want to bring you loads and loads and loads if I can. Let's get for you Amethyst nuggets, the bundle. Well done everyone who got that. Very special purchase. I understand considered. I do understand considered, but what an opportunity to get your hands on it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have got 2 double strands of your nuggets here, of your amethyst. You've got your green amethyst and you've got your natural purple amethyst. I know what you might be thinking when you look at these. Oh, that's a nice golden amethyst. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have on this amethyst strand here a real big array of colours, don't I? We haven't called this an ametrine strand, reason being that not every single one of these has got those golden tones within there. And because of that, we've hedged our bets and called it amethyst, essentially. That is great for you. Do you know why? It means you're not paying ametrine prices. Today, you've got this gorgeous strand of amethyst, 230 carats worth. They're up to an 8x5. And you've also got the green amethyst strand as well, which is a 2x1 to a 10x3. And you're getting 85 centimetres worth on both strands. That means you've got over 1.5 meters of genuine gemstones here, and because they're the same gem, they do work beautifully together. Add them to your order, be inspired. Your price point for both today, just £5.95. I love that about nuggets. It makes genuine gemstones even more affordable. And at that price point today, why not get involved? 0800 644 655, press option 1, or download our app. Get in for free that way if you want to. And like I say, it's only £2.95 postage packaging for the entire day, midnight to midnight. So add these goodies to your collection whilst you can, because I've only got a few minutes left right here, right now. So it's time to add things to your basket and get them checked out before the end of the show today. And we're going to head on over to Fleur. We've got to have a little quick recap on those kits for you in a bit. So do treat yourself whilst you can. £5.95 for you today. Final 10 minutes of this show. It's time to get in and check out what you've got. 1.7 metres worth today of your genuine gemstones at £5.95 for you. Great opportunity there for you for a discount deal on this bundle. Tree of Lives you could do with this, the likes of the bonsai style trees you can have the opportunity to make with these, and just really nice to add into your eye work or bead weaving for a little bit of texture. £5.95, final chance on those ones, ladies and gentlemen. Not many opportunities left on these ones today for your film day. Let's get moving on, because I want to get as many into this last few minutes as I possibly can, and that's the turquoise I've already done. And I'm going to bring to you right here, right now, one of the rarest gemstones in the world. We heard kind of around about, I think it was September last year, 2015, that there was whispers, there was rumours that the mine for this wouldn't even open for 2016 because the yields on it was so bad in 2015, because it's so difficult to get out of the ground. The weather was so treacherous they couldn't really mine it for as long as they wanted, but also what they were getting out of the ground was so few, small amount, it was hardly worth it. But we heard those rumours in September, and you know how rumours change, right? One day it's one thing, the next it's another. Months later it's wholeheartedly different. Well, the rumours on this haven't changed yet. It's still expected not to open in 2016. If that happens, if that is the case, if no miners turn up to that one location in Russia, in Siberia, whereby it's so cold we can only mine it a few months of the year, if they don't open, as is still suggested, do you think the price is going to go down or up? Up, up and away. Treat yourself to this whilst you can, because we have been forewarned, and I'll let you into this, we have been, it has by management been mentioned to us that obviously if it doesn't open up, what the chrome dioxide we've got now, or have ordered now, is essentially the chrome dioxide we've got. That's it. Done, dusted. Treat yourself whilst you can. Ladies and gentlemen, 40 carats worth of an extremely rare Russian chrome dioxide should be, I know. We're aware that it might not open again. We're aware we might not ever be able to order any brand new strands of Russian chrome dioxide. Yet we still take a price down because we're like that. £29.95 for you today. It's one of my absolute ultimate all-time favourite gemstones, and at that price a really exceptional deal for all those nature-inspired designs, because it is a true kind of nature colour and it is natural in itself. A stunner of a strand there for you to add in, maybe alongside those, if you want to add a bit of texture to these, or you want to add a little bit of a kind of inspiration station feel to these, pairing them with the emerald I did for you earlier on, because the status of the emerald is you know, similar. I think those together would be a real nice nature design, a real nice kind of tangled, you know, outdoorsy design with those ones. The fact they were only £3.95 just adds a little bit of a cherry on top, doesn't it? Well done, everyone. Like I said, last few products, so I want to squeeze as many in as I can. I'm going to get onto the slabs now. Fleur, what do you like about slabs like these, please?
I love to use them to photograph my jewellery on, because I think they add interest to your photographs.
Yeah, they really have got so much presence to them for a photograph. They add interest, don't they?
Or their statement pendants. I mean, I'm not a great wire worker, so for me to be able to prong set it, I'd have to put quite a lot of prongs all the way around it, I think, just because I'm not used to doing them. But I've seen like Claire and Wendy and the other wire workers make really lovely pendants out of them.
Yeah, and these ones have got the drill hole at the top.
Oh, so I can use them.
So you can. See, knew it. You can use them too. I can see some arrows, which means we'll drop in the price. You will most certainly be getting 4 of these today, ladies and gentlemen. Treat yourself whilst you can. Your price point, £6.95 for them today. Look how happy it's making this piece. He looks like a banana in a pyjama, having a little smile. Can you see him? Here's his eye. There's his eye. Here's his cheeky smile. Here's his banana bend. Whoop. Anyone else remember bananas in pyjamas? I used to dislike going to primary school so much that my mum used to make me, for my snack at break, bananas in pyjamas, whereby she would sit and make little paper pyjamas and slide them over my banana to take into break. Yeah, all the time. And then at break time, because I didn't really have any friends, so I used to sit there with a pen and I used to draw, that would be my kind of thing to do in break before I ate it, to draw a little like mouth and little smiley thing on him and stuff. Yeah, I did. No one else do that. You lot are weird. £6.95 for you today. Treat yourself whilst you can. Let's get more gorgeous products in, shall we, in the final few moments. What about the pink slabs? Do you want that? Fancy a pink selection here? Wow. These ones, mine have got kind of druzy-ish elements to them. Can't guarantee that yours will, but mine do. The reason these have got druzy-like elements to them is because in the growth of these, when they've grown, something will have changed, something will have altered. We might have taken these out of the ground early, we might have changed the pressure or the temperature due to weather conditions may have changed in that area. And what that means is essentially where you've got these pockets, which a lot of the time are formed by ancient lava flows, whereby gas pockets have essentially been left behind, the gas itself has left, so you've got a hollow in this solidified magma and lava essentially. That may well have happened, but the pressure will have changed, so essentially kind of freezes in time. That's why you can get a look like this. Treat yourself to these whilst you can. 275 carats, 4 of them again. Your price point today for the pink, £5.95 on these for you today. A really lovely colour that again is bang on trend right now. You'll have seen the Pantone colours all the way. A lot of them are a hot heat colour, from the likes of your Fiesta, which is a really nice almost bright red coral colour, all the way to those really gentle delicate rose quartz colours in the Pantone palette. I've got like all of those colours in here. I really have, and look at the amount of textures you can get in some of these. Who wants me to get the torch out? Ooh, look at that. What a beautiful design. Well done, everyone. £5.95 for you today to add that to your collection. Anyone else seeing this is a bit whale-like? If you imagine a tail being placed here, it's got that kind of feeling for me. I love it. Really lovely, beautiful effect. Nice texture to the outside of them as well, because they are kind of, if you imagine the pocket that's getting filled up with the elements, kind of slicing it that way, really. £5.95 for all 4 of these today. Lovely for your pendants. Oh, just your headband pieces, I think. Oh, did anyone see Gemma Crow's coated wire? She did the paisley pattern on a headband. Imagine something like that in the centre. Great idea. Okay, right, let's do what Pete's brought over, which is this finding selection with ruby nugget. Coming in your very handy little box with the lid. This is your copper-based findings pack. The lovely brother Pete brought over. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. You have got all of those findings within there, a mammoth amount. Let me give you a brief outline of what we've got in here. 50 of your round beads, 2 mil. 2 sets of your jump rings, 20, excuse me, of your 6 mil jump rings, 2 of your toggle clasps, 2 of your lobster claw clasps. You've got in there the chandelier drops as well, which I love. We could use them as connectors. You've also got in here a lovely couple of pairs of your shepherd's hooks. You've got, sorry, that was I've forgotten the word noise, do apologise. You've also got a length of those oval link chain, and you've got all of that beautiful ruby with really large drill holes. Treat yourself whilst you can to this and the case for £4.95. Now, if that isn't how you get a deal and a half, I don't know how you do. What a lovely little kit to give to someone who's maybe just started jewellery making and wants to kind of branch out, wants to get a nice set that they know will work together. They've got all the findings in here for them to make, well, at least 2 pairs of earrings, 3, 4 pairs of earrings, 5, 6 with necklaces, 7, 8 necklaces, loads of jump rings in that, minimum 8 pieces of jewellery, and that's purely if you were only using the likes of your earrings as a pair of earrings and the clasp as an end clasp. What a great little kit to get your hands on at just £4.95 today. It is a great deal. Now it's time, can you believe, to mosey on over to the glorious Fleur, and we're going to have a little look at what she has been creating, because today was a challenge day, and as part of that challenge we gave the 2 different kits to Fleur. We had great demos from her, I have to say, we really did, but we we haven't actually seen them finish off yet. So we're going to bring in these kits for you, very much like we would normally with the likes of your challenge. First things first, let's start off with your first kit, which for film day was Lord of the Jump Rings collection. And it was the furthest selection here away from us. Let me remind you exactly what was in that kit if you've just tuned in, because the price doesn't really reflect exactly what was in that kit. So just to remind you, you got the stunning strand, 600 carats worth of this peacock detail green quartz, and that was up to a size of 48 by 12 mil. You also had the royal blue pearls, which are going all the way around this neckline piece, and you had the jump rings as well in outer diameter of 6 mil, 7 mil and 5 mil, 200 of each of those, and you got those mammoth nuggets as well, didn't you?
Yeah, they're on the back of that bracelet.
Let me have a little shimmy around. Oh, aye, there they are. So really big statement pearls on those ones, up to 15 by 11 on an entire necklace strand.
So that is the first kit. The price of that was way more. We're looking at around $23.95 on those ones, so a great deal. This is from the second kit, which I'm going to bring for you now. This really did shock you, this kit price, didn't it?
It did, completely. Yeah, I've not had a chainmail kit under £20 this year.
But today we did, because we took this kit to just £19.95, which is phenomenal. It had in there 2 sets of your layout bars. It also had a natural strand of your carnelian. It had the agate, which you've just seen in that bracelet, and it had the following jump rings: 200 of your 6mm, 200 of your 5mm, and we showed you different techniques from each of those. So if you do want to treat yourself to the kit, don't forget that tonight we'll be putting up a repeat of our show on YouTube, so you can watch us back there if you want to. We did our demo in the first hour and the third hour of our show, so do feel free to watch that back if you want to get a little bit of inspiration, and of course when you get the kit as well. Fleur, it's been a real pleasure to be with you, as always. When are you with us now?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh, get a life, Fleur.
I'm going to sit underneath
to go to.
No, I'm just going to.
You're just going to chill out here, are you?
Yeah.
So what have you got tomorrow?
Some bare copper jump rings and some heart-shaped stamping blanks as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful kits.
So that is with Fleur tomorrow morning. Tune in at 8 AM. And speaking of tuning in, you better stay tuned, because I tell you what, the Late Show have got so many goodies for you. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you with Debbie B on Monday. See you later.